Sorry everyone, I'm laughing because I'm finishing to do a thing for the presentation and it's very weird and I don't know if to add it because because I don't know what you guys are gonna think of me. I don't want you guys to think I don't want you guys to hate me. Graphic design is my prison. That's what graphic design is. Okay, I think I'm done. I think I'm done. It's just 5 extra images, so there is context for a specific thing that happens on the 3rd book that I want everyone to share together. Hello. Okay, let me add the images because it's actually from the book. It's just an excerpt from the second and the 3rd book because the context comes from the 2nd book, so everyone understands it. Chotomate. I imported all of them at the same time and now I don't know which one is the first one. You guys are gonna hate me for sharing this with all of you. I think you guys are gonna hate me at the end of today. And that's my biggest fear. That 1, I'm gonna get bonked, and 2, you guys are gonna hate me. It just one true fear. The one true fear. Okay, and only 2 more images and we will be done and we can start the PPT. Where is the center of the thing? Here? Okay. Kawaii ikai wai. Okay, let me move everything to the other screen so I have a whole screen only for this. And I'm not interrupted. Also, let me say hi to everyone. Plague was the first. Oh, Ione, Plague. Okay, let me slideshow. Let me see on my thing. Okay, beautiful. Oh, Ione, Plague, you were the first one today. And Haruna was 2nd. Oh, Ione. And Mr. Kitty was the 3rd one. Oh, Ione. Canva presentation. Hey, it's not Canva, it's Google. It's Google Slides. Excuse you. Who do you think I am? Canva? Fuck. Still have so much to learn, Kitty. Shower time. Okay, shower whale. Where is Miss Mambo? Here I am. Hello, Lulu. Canva is better. Canva is for people who say, graphic design is my passion, and then they know nothing about graphic design. Sorry, I'm a hater for Canva. Hi, Lulu, welcome in. And Tess, hello, Tess. It's Miso, hello, Miso. It's Miso. That shouldn't be here. I have a work in about 4 hours. But I want to hear some alien romance as well. I hope I can distract you until you go to work. Very exciting. I hope it's exciting for you guys because I don't know how I'm feeling about this. She doesn't want us to think, guys. No, don't think. Brain off today, everyone. Brain off. Okay? Brain off. Oh, let me open Microsoft Paint. Where is Micro Paint? Painto. Because I'm gonna be the first 2nd generation. How can I make it dark mode? Dark. Okay. Why is the canvas not black? Why is white? She doesn't want us to no think. Sounds very excited. I am very excited. Hate would never. I hope you guys never hate me. Why would we? I don't know. I know this is things that guys normally don't like, and I don't know. I don't know. I just want to share. Who's the 4th, 5, and 6? 4th is Lulu, 5th is Mayo, and 6th is Miso. Canvas for the creatively challenged. Yes, that is true. Yo, I can't just say I dreamed of her last night. Or at least dream of chatting with her. With who? With the Japanese girl? You are cooked, yes. Who's her? The Japanese girl, I assume. The Japanese buddy. I miss her. Who do you miss, Miso? First, second generation art director that lives in Japan, but as the Japanese. Someone else. The stinky girl. All right. Okay, let me see. Me paint black background. Open the app, click the settings gear icon. I already did that. Microsoft Paint dark mode. Why it's not? I want to be the oh wait, no, I can do probably the inverse colors. Not stinky because I don't wear Dior Sauvage. Okay, good. I appreciate that. You can get close to me. I wear the SpongeBob cologne. Apparently the SpongeBob cologne, a lot of people say it's very good. So maybe you are cooking there, sir. Maybe there is something there. Can I lock a layer? No. Well, anyways, I have the PowerPoint, the paint thing open, so we will be drawing in some instances to explain things. Uncle, welcome in! Welcome in, welcome in. We are about to start. I hope you guys are excited. I am very excited. I'm not gonna yap a lot today because, you know, I'm excited. Okay, let me make myself to the side as we go to 10. Okay, there we are. Excusez-moi, everyone. Excusez-moi, everyone. This page did not have the update mic setup. I apologize. I apologize. Excusez-moi, everyone. So today, today, everyone, we are talking about the Ice Planet Barbarians. As we can see the gentleman here on screen right now. They are looking fine. Yeah, this artist is very good. It's my favorite one that does fan art that I found. Got to take notes? Yes. If you want to swoon the ladies, you better know this. Everyone. If you want to swoon the ladies, get on with the times, everyone. Okay. Let's go. So, the Ice Planet Barbarians, exploring the first 4 books of Ruby Dixon's sci-fi spicy romance series. Just a heads up, everyone. This is a 20 book series. 20, not 15, 20. I was wrong yesterday when I said it was 15. It's actually 20. Yes, 20 books, my good sir. 20. I mean, then again, each book is between 120 and 180 and 186 pages. So it's not terribly long, okay? The books are not terribly long. If you put your mind onto it, you can read 2 books in a day. Hi, Dystopia, welcome in. We're just starting. Also, I did not say hi to Uncle. Hello, Uncle. She reads so pain to him. Ew, so, ew. Ew. I just had a kebab. Ooh, kebab is always good. I did not have dinner today. I was too focused on doing this presentation. Cheer, welcome in. Welcome in. You're just in time for our spicy book club. Our first spicy book club. I read. Yeah, sure. Whatever makes you happy, miso. Whatever makes you happy. Okay. So as I said, this is a 20 book series. I only read the first 4, depending if you guys like it or not. We will talk about the rest of them, but for now, only 4. Did you end on book talk again? I never left Dystopia. I never left book talk. I mean, I have never been in book talk. It arrives to me through Instagram Reels. So, I'm old. Okay, let's go. Trigger warnings, everyone! Because we need to talk about those. This series contains themes that might be triggering to soft readers. Abduction and captivity. Human women are kidnapped by aliens and stranded in a hostile planet. Content an explicit romance. Graphic descriptions of intimacy through the series. That's if you want to read it, because I'm not gonna be explaining it here in very deep graphic. Consent and coercion themes. Resonance is the alien biological bonding that removes full choice at times. Some books include kidnapping by mates. But I'm a visual learner. I will be showing stuff. I will be showing you stuff. Don't worry about that. Violence and survival struggles. Threats from predators and why did I write such difficult words for me? The enduring hug is and environmental dangers and tribal punishments. Isolation and trauma recovery. Characters process fear, loss of control, and cultural barriers. And language barriers also. And then finally, take care of yourself. If at any point this material feels overwhelming, feel free to walk away. And also, if you are a minor, leave now or get blocked. Why are you here anyways? That's my point. If you are a minor, I give you 5 seconds to leave. Up. Oh, what's this minus in here? You have 5 seconds to leave. Okay. There we go. We start. Ice Planet Barbarians, an introduction. I'm just vanilla, it's fine. It's okay, this book doesn't have that much. What can I say? This book is very tame. It has aliens and all of that, but the spiciest thing in here is aliens. And big schlongs. That's all you're gonna get here. You are not gonna get anything crazy, so don't you worry about that. Anyway, introduction. The author and origin. Ione ban him, he call you a hack. I mean, he's not lying. I am a hack. Okay, author and origin. Ruby Dixon is the pseudonym of a New York Times bestseller who launched this series in 2015, 10 years ago, as a self-published erotica that later gained mainstream traction. We may be all, but the honest Eldritch Horror, that is true. 2015, they were cooking. Yeah, they are ahead of the time, people. She's good looking hack. Thank you, Lulu. I mean, Western already draw R34 of Alien. I mean, it's always been here. It's just not tapped. Well, genre and setting. Blend science fiction and spicy romance set on a frigid alien planet where human woman crash landed after being abducted by aliens. A viral success. The series exploded in popularity in 2021 due to viral attention on Book Talk, as Dystopia so nicely put it. This series grew to over 20 books, people. Over 20 books, leading to be republished by Berkeley Books. So now we have digital version that's self-published, and then an actual publishing house bought the rights and it's publishing the books. Crazy. Let's go. The Ice Planet Barbarians plot. Gotta get that shit paperback though. Yeah, I have that on Kindle because I'm a Kindle reader. I'm sorry, everyone. I don't have enough space in Japan for books, so I have to have a Kindle. Okay. Plot. A group of human women are abducted by quote-unquote evil aliens who in reality are evil aliens and are left stranded on a frozen, inhospitable world. The native Sak, I don't know how to say that, are blue-skinned horned warriors, as we saw at the beginning of the presentation. Host parasitic creatures called Kui. Haruna, shut the hell up. I'm trying to explain a book. Which ensure survival of the planet, but also dictate resonance. Biological drive to bond with a compatible mate. And we will see that this is a biological drive to bond with a compatible mate. That doesn't mean that you fall in love with them. That means that just the quiz inside of you are like, oh, you and I will make very strong babies. We are now resonant. Question. Yes, Mr. Haruna, tell me. What's your question? Yes, it is. It's basically to propagate the... procreate, basically. To have babies. So your body by body would make the best babies, basically. That's the idea of it. Each book focuses on one human woman and her journey towards survival, adaptation, and romance with a Sak warrior. Highs nowadays is just transition when horrible life to live in. Today we will cover the first 4 books, each following a different couple. So you get a taste. The Sak warriors. What do you want me to call them? Hi, Gato. Welcome. We start with the first book, The Ice Planet Barbarians, with the human woman called Georgie and the warrior alien called Bechtel. Okay, everyone? So the first book, as the author tells us as she starts the what's the name of it? The preface. Shot looking fine. Yeah. So she basically, the author gives us like a heads up that oh, at this time I'm really into dark romance, so this is the, if it's not something that you dislike, don't worry. This darker side of the books is only on the first one. The rest of the books are not this dark in terms of bad things happening, really bad things. So this will be the darkest one in the series, so we are fine. So the first book in the series begins with a violent abduction where a group of human women are kidnapped from Earth by alien traffickers. And as I said, this book is the darkest one in the series, going in depth on how the women are treated in the kidnappers' alien spaceship. And I'm gonna give like kind of brief overview on how they are treated, because they are not thought as humans or as, imagine, just big smurfs. Kinda. You will see, Plague. You will see. Stop interrupting me. So basically they abduct women, and all of them are 22 years old. All of them. Because when they meet in the spaceship prison, it's like a cage, all of them are 22 years old, and all of them are quote-unquote healthy. So the girls don't know why they have been abducted for. They don't know anything. They just find themselves in a cage, in a prison-like cage, and that's it. Thank you, Mew. I was about to do it myself. And in that cage, there are 7 other women plus Georgie. That means that there are 8 women. Let me get the ending. Georgie ends up... No, that's not true. That's not what happens. Next eras. But close. Close enough. Tizamo, welcome in. Thank you so much for the follow. Hope you enjoyed the emotes. I made them myself. So they are in that spaceship. It's like a cargo, the cargo area of a spaceship, and all of them are in this very tiny cage, like an enclosed space, like a prison. So it's like 8 women there, and they are like all of them huddled together. They are in their pajamas or whatever. When they got abducted, it's the clothes that they are wearing. So they are together, afraid, scared. It smells of basically body fluids like poo and pee, because the only thing that they have there, it's a bucket. The aliens are like, we don't care about you. You are like cattle to us. If you have to do something, use the bucket in the corner. So it's not a very sanitary place. It's dirty. It's cold. Not comfortable at the end of the day. They are, yeah. And the girls call them evil aliens because they don't know anything, and they have been abducted, obviously. And as I said, our protagonist for the first book is Georgie. She's a level-headed, fair-minded, and brave young woman who waves in the small cargo hold with 7 other kidnapped women: Josie, Kira, Christy, Liz, Megan, Peg, and Tiffany. Later, a woman called Dominique, a French woman actually, because most of them are from the US, minus Dominique because she speaks French. So she's from France. And Dominique is added to the group. Terrified, as any of us would be, of being abducted and waking up in a spaceship cargo hold, she starts screaming so much that the aliens get angry. And here is when we have the darkest point in the book. Because there are 2 types of aliens in the spaceship. Ones that are green and ones that are orange. The green ones chirp like birds. And they are like smaller, like what we assume and we imagine as an alien, you know, big head, green, big black eyes, like 3 long fingers, that kind of alien. And then we have the orange one that the girls call them the basketball aliens. But those aliens are called ZT. And they are the guards on top of the cargo spaceship. So we will read this excerpt from the first book. Konsa, welcome in. Hi, Buka. I figure out that there are 2 kinds of aliens. There are the fragile green ones that seem to be in charge, and the basketball-headed ones that are security. I call them basketball heads, not because they got oversized brains, but because of the pebbly, hairless, orange-ish texture of their skin. It looks bizarre about the color of the gray bodysuits they wear day in and day out. The basketball heads are pretty horrific, no matter the stupid name. They have very weird little book eyes with opaque eyelids over them and needle-like teeth. They have 2 fingers and a thumb instead of 5. They are tall. The little green men, the ones that make the bird noises, they are no more than 3 feet tall or so, and they rarely show up. The basketball heads, though, they are in the hold constantly. Everyone's terrified of them, too. One thing that Georgie understands pretty early in the book is when she gets abducted. She screams as the green aliens are doing tests on her, and she's thrown in the cargo hold in the cage. There she meets Liz and Kira first. So Liz is the one that tells her, don't scream, don't bring attention to yourself. The quiet you are, the safer you are. And that is when we go back to Dominic, because as I said, when Dominic gets captured, she starts screaming as soon as she wakes up. And she doesn't stop screaming. The girls are like, no, please calm down. Please calm down, don't scream. Shut up, please don't scream. And because that alerts the aliens, the green and the orange aliens. And the green aliens are like, we are not here for this. If this bitch doesn't shut up, we have problems. So, and I'm gonna explain it again in the future, but one of the girls, Kira, she was the first one to being abducted, probably 10 weeks ago or something like that, they say. And since she wasn't able to communicate with the aliens, they implanted a translation device on her ear. We will see later on, because her book is the 3rd one. So she's the only one who can understand the aliens, whatever they say. So she tells the rest that the green aliens are angry, and they told to the basketball head aliens, to make her stop, to discipline her. And by discipline, what they do is they strap her in a table that's in the cargo hold. And you can imagine what they do to her. Nothing nice. Nothing nice, and starts with an R. This is the darkest point of the book, and it's like pretty unnecessary in my point. I'm here for the fun times, not for this, but it's not a part that I enjoyed at all. But and it's explained in a very disturbing way, so it's not. It doesn't glorify it. It doesn't say it's good. It basically says that it's very bad and very terrifying. So all of the girls are scared to death. Obviously, after that, Dominic is quiet. At that point, Georgie becomes like the de facto leader. So she urges the rest of the women to revolt. And at that point, the spaceship gets some technical problems. that Kira relies to the rest of the other girls because she hears the aliens talk. So what they know is that they are hi JR, welcome in. So the thing that they know is that they are gonna be sold. So they were taken from Earth to be sold in another planet because some clients wanted human woman and they don't know why. They don't know the reason, they don't know what will happen. So they say that they will either grape them, or they will probably kill them, or they will eat them. So they don't know what's gonna be the reason or the reason why they have been abducted. So they are like, if we're gonna perish anyway, we are just gonna revolt. And that's what they do. When the spaceship gets technical difficulties, the aliens are like, we cannot carry the cargo, because the thing is, they got greedy. They got really greedy, and they took more women than the spaceship could handle. So they are over capacity, and it's affecting the spaceship. So what they decide is to not to crash, is to release the cargo, aka the woman. So they release the cargo from the main ship, dropping it into a planet that later on they will come to pick up. So it's like, we leave them there and we will go get a bigger ship and then we will take them, basically, you know? But what happens? Georgie seizes this chance. So what she does is she tricks a guard, one of the orange head aliens, and as they fall towards the ground, because they are fucking flying in the sky, and they drop the cargo, and it's like, don't you think that all of them are gonna die? Can you not? Do you not understand that that's what's gonna happen? That they are gonna die? But anyway, aliens are not very smart apparently in this book. And what Georgie does is tricks the guard, and as they fight while dropping out from the sky, is gets his weapon. It's like a laser gun, and it doesn't have a trigger. She doesn't know how to use it. So what she does is she takes it and starts smashing on the head of the alien until the alien obviously dies. And at that point is where the cargo part of the spaceship crashes into the planet. So the crash injures several women, and sadly, Chrissy and Peck die. With now, instead of 8 women, we are down to 6 survivors. Sadly, Chrissy and Peck do not make it. Rip the girls. So, what is the planet they are at? No, right? No, poor girls. They were abducted and now they die. That should not happen. But oh well. Well, picture a K2 now. So, the women find themselves in a freezing, starving, and completely unprepared for survival. They compare the world they are at to Hot from the Star Wars. Is the entire planet ice? Yes. Ice and snow, basically. So since the planet kind of reminds them of Hot from Star Wars, so what they do is, but it's not exactly like it. They say like it's hot, but it's not hot. So they ended up naming the Earth, that planet, not hot. Hot. So, not Hot is a planet really far away from Earth. So, really, really far away. and far from regulated travel routes. Why? Because as aforesaid, it's a very unhospitable planet. The ice planet is not hot, yes, that is true. So this planet has 2 suns instead of 1, and 2 moons. And each one is big, so it's 1 sun and 1 small sun and one big moon and 1 small moon. Its years light longer than the years in this world are longer than the ones in the Earth, and they only have 2 seasons: snow and more snow. So they have the normal, let's call it normal. The girls resolve to call it like spring or something like that, because it still snows, but it's not as harsh as what they call winter, that the locals there call it the bitter and brutal season. So basically it snows all year around. So during the cruel season, the snow is nearly constant, to a point that they cannot even breathe. They cannot even leave the caves because they live in caves. So this is a planet that's been labeled Class C planet, that's considered unhabitable. So no one should live there, basically. No one, quote unquote, can live there. So what's gonna happen to our girls? Dun, 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 dun. Now we find our boys. Our sweet boys. So the girls are injured, sick. They get sick by the day, even worse. So what happens? The girls decided that Georgie became their leader because, you know, she's very straightforward and brave and all of that. So she's determined to find food and shelter for the woman. So they take the alien that they killed, and they basically take out his spacesuit, the suit that he was wearing. Because remember, they are in a planet that it's snowing all the time. It's freezing cold. It's like the Antarctica, probably, in terms of coldness. And most of them are in their pajamas. And one of the girls is from Florida. So imagine she's wearing like short pajamas with a spaghetti strap top. So she's freezing. So they are like cuddled together, trying to get warm. They don't have fire. They don't have blankets. They barely have water. They have water for maybe 5 days, and food even less, because the food that the aliens gave them, it was like dry seaweed. So it's not even nutritious food. So they are at the verge of dying in that planet if no one comes to rescue them like ASAP. So they, between the girls, decide to take out the spacesuit from the alien, and Georgie puts it on to they have died of frostbite. But this is a romance book for. There is no logic. You need to turn off your brain for. Just turn off the brain. So she takes the spacesuit and just goes to look for food and maybe a cave or shelter or whatever they can find. So while scouting, she gets scared by a fangfish. And a fangfish is a fish native to that planet that lives in rivers, because they have rivers that are not frozen because they are warm. They are hot water, like onsen. Like onsen water rivers. So it's hot. And there is a group of fish living there. And those fishes have attached to their head like a pole that looks like a bamboo pole, like a bamboo stick, to trick prey so they can eat it. So basically, Georgie thinks, oh, nice. Oh, thank you for the hydrate, Juicy. Welcome in. So Georgie is like, oh, I'm gonna take this bamboo looking stick, so maybe I can take it back and we can do a fire. That's her way of thinking. But as soon as she grabs it, this fish that is huge, has sharp teeth, big black eyes, jumps to get her. And apparently this fish can eat people like really fast, like similar to piranha, something like that. But as she tries to run away, she gets herself entangled in Bechtel's trap. So she's like, you know, those traps for small rabbits and stuff like that. So she gets trapped there and passes out. So when Bechtel approaches, he's stunned because his kui, normally the kui is on the chest, starts like buzzing. Georgie explains it as purring. So it's like Bechtel keeps purring and purring and purring, and he cannot stop, like a cat. And Bechtel is like, oh my god, this weird ass thing that I captured in my trap is my destined mate. She's my wife, basically. He's like that. So what he does is he takes her to shelter, to a cave. He's like, oh my god, I'm gonna protect her. She's my mate. I'm not gonna let her die. She's mine. I love her. You know, it's like, just don't ask questions. This destined mate, okay? So when Georgie wakes up, he finds this 7 feet tall dude, because he's 7 feet tall. Let me see how much that is in centimeters. 7 feet in like 2 meters. 2 meters and 13 2 meters and 13 inches. So he's a huge guy. He's a huge guy. And he's like, oh my god, this dude is scary. But he keeps hearing like the purring in his chest. And he, you know, has horns, is blue, has these like, in the next slide you will see like how they are physically. So basically she's terrified of him, but slowly, you know, he offers her food, protection, shelter, and she's like, oh, he's not a bad guy. He's not killing me. He's not eating me. So he's cool. So slowly, you know, they bridge this enormous cultural and biological divide between them, human and alien. Don't worry, there is no spicy anything yet. So here we see what the alien is, what our boy Bechtel is. They are called Sakui. They are modified sacks that live in not hot. And by modified, we will learn later in the book that there is, what is the PP? I'm gonna be drawing it. Don't worry. Okay. I'm gonna be drawing. Calm down, Haruna. I know you are here for the PPs, but calm down. So we get to learn as their relationship develops that there is one thing in the air, one particle in the air. Let me remember. Why do I not remember the name of it? It's like a disease. It becomes like a disease later on, and I think we see it more with the second book, because she's actually sick with it. Nalium. It's called Nalium. So it's a fictional element that exists in the air in this planet. So it's basically toxic to life. And if you want to live in this planet, you need to have a kui inside of you, because the kui, what does is filters that particle, that element in the air, and lets you live in that planet. So everything that lives in that planet, all animals, are people, well, people, quote unquote, all the aliens living here, they have to have this parasite, because it's a parasite, inside of them. We will see it later that they need it. And when you have this parasite inside of you, your eyes glow blue. Symbiote? Yes, exactly. Basically. I like how the Ice Planet is called Not Hot. Yeah, the girls decide that one. I love how the fan art has to put the label muscular legs, because the author brings that a lot. Brings that a lot in the books. So you need to have this symbiote inside of you to be able to live in this planet. And in this first book is one of the main reasons on why Bechtel is so protective of Georgie. Because he is like, oh no, I mean, she speaks English, he speaks his native language, and the Sakui language, and they don't understand each other. They, you know, like with gestures and all of that, they get to understand each other, but it's not 100%. It's maybe like 10% or 20%. But in his head, it's like, I cannot let my mate die, because I've been waiting to have a mate, to have a family, to have kids. Because to their babies, they call them kids. Kits, kids. I want to have a family. And if she dies, I will not be able to find another mate. Because we came to realize, because he explains it later on, is that in his tribe, there are only 4 women. And they are like probably 20 men without a mate. So it's very, well, F for the ladies. Monogamous, right? Yes, they are monogamous. Yes, they are. Mm-hmm. OTP type shit, yes, only that, yes. Later on, we will see in the third book, no, sorry, the fourth book, that there can be exceptions. But it's very, very specific. So basically, one Sakui or one woman can only resonate with another Sakui. And the problem is, as I said, where I was going, there are only 4 women. One of them, all of them are mated. 3 of them have a mate. One of them is an older woman. The other 2 already have a mate, and the last one is like what they consider like a baby, like a child. So they are like, we are not gonna resonate with a baby, with a child. So it's like that young girl will, when she gets older, she will resonate with a guy her age. So the guys that right now are in the age to have a mate, they cannot have one because they are not woman for them. So they don't really shoot up or down, got it. No. The kui in their chest, inside their body, is the one that chooses the mate, basically. They cannot choose it. I mean, the thing is, the resonance is how they call it when you find your mate. It's the biggest part of the Shakui life. So those sacs that have the kui inside of them, that's why they are the modified ones. Without that resonance, they cannot have babies. So they need to have a mate. So even if they have dudes, even if the other two women that are not old or are not a child are like, okay, we are gonna have babies with everyone, they cannot do it. So they were really scared that their tribe was gonna extinguish. So since they think that it's like a force of nature, that resonance, the whole tribe, like their culture, see no point on fighting it. So so even if they don't how do I say it? So even if they don't like their mate, they are like, well, whatever. But more often than not, when they have a resonance, when they have a mate, they are very happy with it. But if they resonate with humans, the tribe will die out because the genes are lost. No, because the genes get together. They have a hafu baby. They have a hafu baby. A half human, half Sakui baby. That's what happens. The thing is, I will go more in depth in the fourth book because it gets talked about in there, is that not all resonate. So as I said, not all characters resonate, or it goes at different spaces, because some of the girls resonate super early on, like Georgie, but some others do not. So they also have another type of mates that they call fun time mates. I changed the actual word for fun time, or heart mates. So one is just for fun times, for the devil's tango, and the other one is like, I love you, like we have not resonated, but I love you, we're gonna be together. But what happens? These pairings get breaking up as soon as one of the two parties resonate with someone else. So sometimes it can be very upsetting for one or both people, but at the end of the day, they are like, well, what are we gonna do, you know? They either break up or they keep being together as fun time mates. But more often than not, there is a sense of really possessiveness by the actual mated partner. So they have this biological tendency towards monogamy, but there are some cases, as again I said, we will see in the third and the fourth book, that some people are not that type. Very few, but more often than not, 99% of the time, they become incredibly possessive and protective of their mate. And it goes both ways, the man and the woman, the same. And also, as we see in the first book, resonance is only possible with one person, as Haruna asked. And it's also another thing that they say, that it's uncommon for them to have partners after the mate dies. So that's why Bechtel is so set on saving Georgie, because if Georgie dies, he will be alone forever. And obviously he wants like a family, be with her and that kind of stuff. So more about them, but probably you have read it on the screen, is that their skin is blue and they have really tiny hairs on their skin. And Georgie describes it as, it's very soft, very soft, very soft skin, and it feels like touching sweat. What's called? What's the pronunciation on it? How long do they live? I don't know. Wait, I said it correctly. They don't say it, but they can have babies between the age of 20 and the age of 90. So I'm gonna assume they live pretty long lives. If that helps. So yeah, they have really suede, like very soft skin, and it's blue. But not all of them are the same shade of blue. Some are more gray, some are more deep blue, some, you know, it's like a variation of blues and grayish blues and all of that. They have really cool... Jesus Christ, the earthquake. Give me a second. Are we gonna have an earthquake when I'm talking about this? Stop it! Wait. Okay. Did you stop? No, it's still going. Okay, stop it already. Wait. Have you stopped already? Have you stopped shaking? Yes, we stopped shaking. Okay. So they have this coarse, straight black hair that grows in their heads and in the bottom of their tails. See, you know, they have a tail, so they have this, the hair here and the hair in the head. And there is a thing that they say about the human woman, that they are very weird because they have head on their head like them, but also hair in another place, which is very surprising to them when they resonate for the first time. And they have very large horns that grow from their hairline. So, as you can see in the image, hairline and from the nose and all of that. They have tails that are like monkey tails, you know, that they can wrap around stuff and hold stuff and all of that, like prehensile tails. And they have this rich cartilage covering their foreheads, and it connects with their horns. They go in their upper back, their chest, and I think there's not in their stomach, only the chest, the forehead, the nose, the exposed sides of outer side of their arms, legs, stomach, and hands, because it's like an armor, they say. They have 2 fangs where the human canine teeth would be, but the rest of the teeth are very like human-like. And they have 3 fingers and a thumb, so 4 fingers, and they have 3 toes. The 3 toes, remember, are not foot fingers, they are toes. So they have toes. And now we will go. They are all related, right? Wait, I'm not there yet. I will explain it later. And now I'm going to the part that Haruna was asking about. Haruna was really into, really wanted to know about this. Let me open MSN Paint. Now I'm gonna go to the part that Haruna wanted to know. And I hope it opens. Because right now... No, wait just a minute. Okay. I will go with probably what window now? Game capture? I don't think it's game capture. Oh yeah, it is. It is? Oh no, it's not. Window maybe? How to capture MS Paint? How did the first, second generation... The first, second generation dude did it. Oh, it's not getting it. Why are you not showing MS Paint? Oh. Window capture doesn't work. No, it does not work. Oh. Maybe I should do Photoshop or Clip Studio Paint. Aww. I want it to be like the first, second generation. Okay, let me open Clip Studio. We will do it like that. Biology class time? Not really. It's gonna be ugly. Because I don't have connected my... Game capture. Okay. And we are gonna do specific window. And I'm gonna do new. I'm gonna do Clip Studio Paint. If it decides to work, because I'm trying to be educational and show people some stuff. Wow. It doesn't work yet. Good morning. Hello to Deborah. I'm trying to explain things to people. My computer doesn't want to collaborate with me. Okay, there we go, everyone. There we go. So let me turn this black so we can be like the first, second generation. And we lock it. And I zoom in, and then I use... do I have... Yeah, this should work. No, this is too big. Let me do a maker. Yeah, like this. So... Use my... I was asking questions and you get to it later, an uncle teacher. Yes. Okay, let me tell you what Haruna really wants to know, because he's nosy and he wants to know everything. Okay, so they are blue, right? So let's use a blue. This blue should be nice. Okay, so we talked about their anatomy, right? So there is one thing that the gentlemen in this book do. I'm gonna draw a mouth. So they have fangs, and then they have teeth, and then they have a tongue. I don't know what color is their tongue. I assume it's blue. So I'm gonna draw it blue. So they have a tongue that in my head it's long, okay? In my head it's long because they are aliens, okay? You cannot fight me on that. They are long. And this is a tongue. So it's like no. And they have ridges in that tongue. So if it was on the side, they have like bumps on their tongue. So bam, bumps, like the ones they have on their body. So if this is their face, they have those ridges here in the face, in the nose, as I said. Then they have horns, and the horns change between each person. And then also, oh, that's a little bit too low. And then they have their body. And then they have a tail with a tail. And then they have ridges. I'm gonna say ridges here. And then in the stomach. And then in the arms. And I don't think they have them in the legs, but it's something like that. They are like this, more or less. But 7 feet tall. Basically, they are like this. Time to pack up and go home, boys. Unwinnable. How the fuck am I supposed to compete with that? I don't know, dude. Practice eating a cup of yogurt every day with only using your tongue, I guess. That's the best advice I can give you. Thank me later. So basically those are their tongues. In my head they are long. They don't specify how long they are, but I'm gonna assume they are long and they have ridges. And now to the part that Haruna is most interested at. Also, yeah, this is their behind, okay? So they have a tail, right? Okay, so apparently this area is very sensitive. So this is the butt and this is the tail. So apparently this area, if you touch it, is like, oh my god, girl, how did I stop? So apparently because in double check that on a Thursday afternoon, hella. There we go. Sorry, I forgot to add all of the fun things. Now we will see. Bless you. Oh, sorry, I did not mute that. I'm sorry. Infinity C, hello. So, because in one of the books, I believe is with the third book, that one of the girls is meeting the family of the guy. And she's like, oh my god, I'm so nervous. And she grabbed his tail from behind. Like, they were sitting with his parents and she was nervous. So she grabbed his tail like, oh my god, don't say that. Or, oh my god, girl, stop. And the boy was like, oh my god, girl, don't do that in front of my parents. What the fuck, girl? Don't do that. Pervert, not in front of my parents. Wait until we are alone. So he's like, oh my god, girl, stop it. I like it, but stop it. No. Yeah, probably you are right, Blake. So, well, anyways. Now we talked about the head, the tongue, the tail, and now we are going to the part that Haruna wants to know the most. So, we have a banana. Okay, everyone, this is a banana. And this banana, in some instance, is described as long as my forearm, that would be 12 inches, as we have established before in this channel. And sometimes it has, that's for long. And then you also can see a banana from the front, right? Because bananas. So sometimes the girth of the banana book has been described as what's the word? As thick, I'm gonna call it thick as a baseball bat. And I have that capture in a screenshot that we are gonna see later. The thick end of the bat. I'm gonna assume it's the thick end of the bat. I'm gonna assume it's that. So, let's continue. So, just as the tongue, this banana has ridges at the top, but it's soft at the bottom. Grabbing huge horn out large. Yes, great joining. Why? I'm talking about aliens, Molotov. I thought you liked aliens. you versus the alien she tells you not to worry about, basically. So he has ridges on top of the banana, and the underside of it is soft. And then check this out, people. At the top here, there is a thing that they call the spur. So it's like a tiny rounded horn. How to draw it? Like a rounded horn like that. That it can be different sizes, okay? Thank you, Miyu. So some of them are really, really tiny, and then we will see, because that fucking scared the shit out of me. One of them, the baseball bat, sir, is as long as a pinky. Which, let me measure my pinky so we can put it into perspective. My pinky is 6 centimeters. That would be 2.5 inches. So this can be 2.5 inches. Or 3 or 6 cm. That would be 30 cm for our overseas friends. Why do I follow this, Ione? I'm telling Alien. Oh, I already told Ai-chan that I was talking about this. She said nice. So some of them are tiny, some of them are huge. So it really depends on the person, you know? I come back and it's... Yeah, we're talking about banana. So it's an alien banana from a banana planet. So this is basically it. It has ridges and a spur. That they call it that it's like a horn, but instead of having a pointy tip, it's round. And they say also that this area in between is very sensitive. The same with the tail. And this basically is for a scent secretion. It was calling the fool, I swear. Pheromones, yeah. Basically. So, well, now you know. Now you know the alien anatomy and the bananas. And that's it for now. We go back. Oh yeah. So if you go to that planet, don't eat the banana bread now. No, abstain of eating bread in that planet. You're gonna dislocate your mouth. But yeah, apparently their anatomy is very, very warm, so they don't need to have that much clothes in their body, because they are like furnaces, like walking furnaces, like any man. For some reason, men are extra hot, and it's impossible. It's like you have your Hokkaido with you all the time. It's like insane. I wish they went into... The only thing that we know is that they don't have the fan button under there. The girls, the Sakui woman don't have the fan button down there. But apparently they have something deeper inside. But we don't know. It's not explained, at least not in the 4 books that I've read. And yeah, they live pretty long. Got it, nothing. You're welcome. So then also, what I was going... Oh, a lot of the times, and for most of the girls, they really... What is the thing? they describe the guys as very muscular in the sense that you know, they live in the wilderness, they have to go hunt and all of that, so they are like muscular in the sense for living, not in the sense of gym bros. And also, and a lot of the time they say, oh, because of the low body fat you can see their muscles, whatever. I'm like, I don't think that it's needed to say, but well, wherever. And yeah, that's pretty much that. Oh yeah, the men are 7 feet tall or higher, because one of the men that I believe is in the third book is taller than 7 feet. And the women are around 6 feet, 6 and something feet tall. And since there are only 4 women in the whole tribe, thank you. Let me know at some point I forget to mute because I'm coughing really, really loud. Times, welcome in. Wow, I'm talking about spicy book. Please beware. It cannot be comfy for that banana to be stored. I don't know at this point, dude. You never forget to mute. Your model just strikes well. Oh, thank you. Times, you just missed me explaining about the banana. But you will see it. So yeah. The women in this tribe are like over 6 feet tall, and since there are only 4, the people of the tribe are like, please don't go hunting. You will stay in the tribescape, you know, like doing everything else but hunting, because if we lose you, the whole tribe dies. So they are like really taking care of the woman in that clan. Then what happens when Georgie and Bechtel start getting along? They can barely talk, as I said. They don't speak the same language. So Georgie keeps trying to communicate to him that she needs to go back up the mountain to rescue the rest of the woman. So she's like pointing up the mountain like, please, 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 I need to go up the mountain. I need to go back. And Bechtel is like, I cannot you go back up the mountain because 1, you are freezing cold. 2, you can barely eat. Your wrist is injured. You don't have a kui. You are gonna die. I cannot take you up the mountain. I need to take you to my tribe cave, get you saved, like healed by the healer, and get you a kui. So at what point that Bechtel is really, really, really trying hard not to jump her bones, she is like, okay, I will do it with you if you take me up the mountain. And Bechtel is like, okay. He's like, okay, but first we are gonna get you healed. But what happens? Georgie is very impatient. I mean, you know his tongue that I explained you about his tongue. He has been using that. So she's not very against that, you know? You know what I mean? Because one of the things that she said is like, I believe that one of the things that she thinks is, how can I be angry at him even though we don't understand each other? They say hello by eating the puchaina out. So she's like, I cannot be angry at him. And I'm like, girl, what I was thinking while reading the book, so she was getting like warm hugs from a guy, fire, blankets, food, getting the puchina out of her. And I was reading that and being like, your friends are dying, girl. Stop thinking with your puchina and go save your friends. They are dying, girl. Come on. That was quite frustrating because it was half of the book. She just rolling around with this barbarian alien guy. And I'm like, your friends! Think harder your puchina? Yeah. It's just insane. So, at what point she gets super impatient that Bechtel is not taking her up the mountain, so she just runs off. And she falls into a medlock den. That this is the creature that we see here. So they look very cute. Yes, head. So they look very cute in this photo because in this illustration, because all the other ones I found were AI, and I don't like AI. So the only AI that I like is Ai-chan, and she's an alien. So this is like super cute, but apparently they are like feral. They see you and they attack you. So they are like kind of like Yeti looking white fur creatures. So they go to murder her, like they go to attack her. But Bechtel, like our hero he is, our strong barbarian blue hot alien guy, saves her. What happens after that? I think at this point at least let me open the book. I think at this point they do the Devil's Tango after he saves her. Just like, oh, my hero, take my puchina, kind of a thing, you know? So he gets the spanky wanky. Basically. What I am listening, yeah, I'm reading about a spicy book. It's on the title. You have been alerted. You know where you got into yourself, girl. La puchina, yes. Girl, you know what you came here for. So well, they do the hanky panky, they have the fun times, and then Bechtel is like, okay. So they go up the mountain, and do you know what they find on their way towards the dropped cargo ship thing? They found Dominic, the girl that was taken into the spaceship, the last girl, Dominic, the French girl, frozen, dead on the snow, like ice cube. She's not coming back. She's dead. So at that point, Ice Cube, yes, hi Fahrenheit. So then at that point is when Bechtel is like, oh my god, there are more human women like Georgie. So they rush to the dropped cargo where the girls are, and the girls are like, Georgie came back, Georgie's alive, oh my god, that's so good, we are so happy. And they are almost dead, because remember, there is this disease in the planet that What was it called? I keep forgetting about it. The Nuil... What was it? What was it? What was it called? God damn it. I keep forgetting. Nylum, the Nylum sickness. So if they don't get a kui on their first week living there, they're gonna die. Ara ara. Kuhaku, nande ara ara de redeem shita no desu ka? Anyways. So one of the women, Liz, the one that Georgie met the first, the one that she was like, no, please calm down. Like, don't speak loudly. The aliens are gonna see you. Calm down. So that girl, she is about to die from the Nalum sickness from that planet. So, and then they see Bechtel dropping inside the cargo spaceship where all the girls are huddled together, and they're like, oh my god, he's fucking scary, what the hell. But they see that this guy is so protective of Georgie, like holds her, wants to be next to her side like all of the time, and they are like, this dude is kind of weird, what the hell's going on? So Georgie explains to them everything that has happened, like you know, all of the alien hanky-panky that she has been having, you know. And the girls are like, girl, what the fuck? We were dying here and you were hanky-panking with an alien for almost a week? What's wrong with you? So some of the girls were like, what the hell? But then we're like, well, yeah, I get it. If he takes care of you and you like him and yes, head, why not, you know, man? So at the end, the girls are like, well, okay, good for you, I guess, basically. So, if I'm not wrong, at that point, Bechtel goes back to his tribe, cape, and to gather supplies and other hunters from his tribe to come help rescue the woman. So he's taking Georgie with him, and on their way back down the mountains, they stop at the Elder's Cave. And while they are there, Georgie realizes that the Elder's Cave is not actually a cave, it's a spaceship. And that spaceship is where the Sakui came to this planet. So they are not native to this planet. They are a race from another planet, and that spaceship that is called the Elder's Cave drop into that planet, and the few that survive adapted to the planet by taking the kui, and now they live in this planet, but they are not native to this planet. Say that again. Say what, 59? So yeah, they get inside, and Georgie realizes that it's a spaceship, and what she does is like unfreezes some of the panels and turns the computer on. And Bechtel is fucking scared for his life, because remember, he's like a barbarian, almost from when the humans were in the Ice Age, so it's pretty much similar to that for him. He's like, he never saw any of this. It's not from his era, it was from his ancestors. So Georgie starts talking to the computer, and the computer is like, oh, you speak Earth English. Do you want to proceed with me talking to you in English from Earth? And she's like, yes, please. So she asks, where are we? What is this planet? How far are we from the Earth? And then she learns that this computer has translator on it, has a translation feature, a language feature. And she's like, can you teach me the language from this planet? And the computer is like, yeah, I can, quote unquote, download it into your brain. So if you step closer and you keep your retina open, your eye open, I will shoot the language in your brain. So basically, she gets close to the computer and the computer just lasers her eye, and she gets the download pack of the SAC language, Bechtel's language, on her brain. Basically. So she passes out, and Bechtel freaks out. Yes, you got the DLC, exactly. Language DLC on her brain. And Bechtel, it's like, what the fuck? You killed my wife. And the computer is like, oh, you speak SAC, so I'm SAC language, so I'm gonna explain it to you. So the computer starts speaking in his language and explains it to him what's going on. So as soon as she wakes up, because she passes out for a couple of minutes, it's not like she's out for a day. So it's like a couple of minutes. So when she wakes up, they finally can explain, they can finally talk to each other. And at that point is when Bechtel explains to her what resonance is, what the Nylum sickness is, and the whole process of getting a Kui. So the thing is that resonance cascade, cascade. So at that point, she feels attracted to him because, you know, she's just a woman and the flesh is weak, and when you get good D, you get good D, I guess. It turns you a little bit stupid. So she's like, I'm attracted to him, I like him, but at the same time I want to return to Earth. She's a woman and the flesh is weak. I mean, did I lie? I don't think I lied. I think I said a very reasonable thing. So at that point, Georgie is like, well, we found this spaceship that maybe there might be a possibility that we can return to Earth, but we are not sure. So she tells him, I'm not sure if I'm gonna stay. Maybe I'm gonna leave. And the dude is like, oh, no, my wife is leaving. So she's like, well, before I decide if I leave or I stay, first I want to speak with the other girls and we will decide between all of us, because it will not be right for me to make this decision without the other girls' input. So yeah, after that they return to the caves, the tribe cave where he lives, and they gather a bunch of hunters. And that's the point when the less interesting thing, I mean, no one likes it, that Georgie finds she might be pregnant. Because the thing is, she thought that since he is an alien and she's a human, she's like, I think they banged more than once. I think like a couple of times, I believe. And her idea was like, well, we are different races. Like, it's not like ethnicities. It's not like, for example, a white person with a black person, that you are the same race, you are a human with just different ethnicities, right? She's like, well, we are completely different races. It's impossible for us, like this alien and me, a human, to have a baby. So a different species. So it doesn't matter if he shoots his shot inside, right? Who cares? I'm not gonna get pregnant. Girl, that's what happens. This should be an allegory of being safe because she gets pregnant. And the following day, they rest in the cave. And the following day, the whole group, I think it's like 5 to 6 hunters, go. Yeah. Yes, sir. That's how the aliens do it, I guess. So the next day, with 5 or 6 hunters, I believe, something like that, they go up the mountain once again. They stop at the Elder's Cave, so some of the men in the tribe learn English. So from this point on, you see them speaking English, but like we read the English, because up until this point it was like gibberish. With either, if we see Georgie's perspective when Bechtel talks, it types like gibberish, but when it's Bechtel's point of view when Georgie talks, it's also gibberish. You can understand it because it's some letters from the English language taken out, but you kind of maybe understand it, but he doesn't. So from this point on, when they get the DLC, we only see English in the dialogue. So they reach the cargo hold, and one of the things that Georgie asked Bechtel, because Bechtel is like, well, we did the resonance, now you are my maid, you are my woman, you are basically my wife now, I will do whatever you say. She's like, okay, we might stay here. Some other girls might resonate with some men of your tribe. I resonated with you, so it's logic to assume maybe another girl will. So I would like to at least ask of your men that if they resonate with any of my friends, to please don't force them. To let the girls, get used to this planet, receive the information, process the information, and then if there is a resonance, maybe they can get to know each other, build a relationship and all of that, but please do not force them. So Bechtel is like, okay, I will tell my guys. So he tells the guys are like, yeah, okay, don't worry. So, and also she's like, I have another thing to admit to you. And Bechtel is like, what? And she's like, well, there are 6 more girls. It's not the 6 of us that we drop with the cargo. Is that the aliens had 6 more girls in stasis pods. So they were like floating asleep in stasis pods. So they were like Mewtwo in that top that he was created. They were like floating in fluid, half alive, half asleep, or whatever, like Mewtwo. So Goku in the healing pod, kind of. So Bechtel is like, oh my god, that is the best news ever. So it's not 6 women, it's like 12. And one of them is my mate. That means that at least 12 men from my tribe will have a wife. So we will be able to survive. My tribe, my culture, my thing will be able to be survive. Hi, I'm bad with money. Welcome in. Thank you for the headpads. Thank you. Hope you enjoy the emotes. I made them myself. So instead of being angry with her, he's very happy because, like, oh, more woman to save my people. So he's cool with that. So Georgie goes in, talks with the girls. Do you guys want to stay? His tribe are gonna take care of us, blah, blah, blah. And the girls decide to stay. What happens is that, see, Bekta was overjoyed that his tribe had only 4 females, as I said before, and at least 20 single males. So if now they have 12 women, at least 12 of those single males will have a family. So they are very happy. Some of the hunters, that's a lot of water. Thank you, Dystopia. So one of the who's talking to me? So what I was at? Yeah, so the hunters, the rest of the alien guys start entering the cargo ship where the women are, and some of them start to resonate with the woman in there. So you know that at least a couple of them have a partner, have a mate. But George is like, who's resonating? Stop! Like, you know, they cannot stop it. It's like natural, so they cannot stop it, but they, you know, hide it. They save the woman, and, you know, they bundle all the girls up and they take them out of the cargo ship that was dropped from the spaceship. And one of the things that the girls had in their arm, they were like a series of bumps that they need to cut open and take out because it was a tracking implant that the evil aliens implanted on the girls. So Bechtel and his men, you know, take out that from the girls so they are safe. They destroy the implants and they began to go down the mountain. So what happens then is that some of the girls are almost dead from the Nylum sickness, from that toxin in the air. So as they go down the mountain, they find the Sakotsk. So it's this like horse-like huge animal. So if you want a Kui to be alive, you need to kill one of those monsters, like one of these animals from this planet. You need to rip apart the stomach and take one of the Kui from his insides. So every time that a kid is born, like a baby is born, they need to do this within the first 2 to 3 days. If not, the baby will die. So in this case, for the woman, as they go down the mountain, they spot one of these animals, the Sakotsk. They kill it, and they take the symbiote, like the parasite. It's like what's called, like a maggot, like something like that, bigger than a maggot, but it was like, you know, like a bug of that thing. And Bechtel is like, I need to cut your neck. I love the top guy doing a jump attack. Yeah. So Bechtel is like, I need to cut your neck, the skin and the flesh of your neck, so the Kui can get inside of you. And Georgie is like, ew, what the fuck, that's disgusting. But anyways, she was scared, but she does it anyway. She's the first one to doing it. And as soon as the thing gets inside her, she passes out. But the thing is that she passes out for a couple of minutes, and then she wakes up. And she said that she starts feeling this warm feeling inside of her because the kui is starting to work. She's warming her body up so she can withstand some of the cold in the environment. She's healing her lungs from the sickness, from the Nalum sickness. Is like processing this toxin in the air, so it's keeping her alive. And this kui also gives you healing powers, kind of. You heal a tiny bit faster. So the wound in the neck is healing and all of that. And when she comes out back, she's like, oh, are all of the girls ready and all of that? Are all the girls ready? Are all the girls okay? And Bechtel is like, yeah, all of them are fine. They are taking the kui, no problem. They are healing. They are getting acclimated to the planet. And then George is like, where is Liz? And Bechtel is like, oh, don't worry. One of the warriors picked her up and took her away. Don't worry. They will come back when they resonate. Because Liz was the destined mate for this guy. And he just grabs her up and just runs away. My wife now, yeah, basically. So after that, they return to the... as they return to the tribe caves, they find that the spaceship that left them there suddenly returned. So they just saved the woman at the nick of time, because the kidnapper aliens were just about to return. So just very giddy giddy, they saved the woman. And now they finally go to the tribe caves, and the book is so well. Obviously, they go to the healer. The healer tells her that she's pregnant, and Bechtel is like, "Oh my God, this is the best thing of my life. I have a wife. I have a baby. I love you. I love you." Basically, so Betty is super happy. Okay, we reached the end of the book. The first one. It took me 2 hours. I need to go faster. Well, I don't need to explain the setup anymore. You guys know that. Good ending for book 1. Yeah. So I give it a 4 out of 5. I mean, let's remember, this is not high literature. This is not one of the big classics of the world that you need to read in school. This is like silly romance, a tiny bit of a spice. It's very mild spice, if you ask me. I have read fanfic dirtier than this. So this is very tame, I would say. If you are a monster fucker enjoyer, maybe you will enjoy this. It's very first level entrance if you want to dip your feet into the book talk spicy novel, romance spicy novels. So this is a good wetting your feet. These are 22 books. Yes, my good sir. So basically you enjoyed it because you read a lot of... No, I don't read that much. I think this is the one that I read in a long time. So anyways, I gave it a 4 out of 5, taking out of this account. And I would say it's a very strong series opener. I had a hard time setting the book down. It was very engaging. It's also, as I said, these books are not very long. It's like 186 pages tops. Is a monster enjoyer? Yes, I am. I am a monster myself, so I need to enjoy my people. So, you know, strong series opener, introduces the world pretty well, I would say, explains the rules of the resonance. The heroine is like pretty good. She was not unbearable. She was strong. I like her. And Bechtel was like protective, kind of possessive, but overall he was really respectful, really looked for consent, and he was like really actually nice guy. So I like that. I think that's a strength. Highlights, you know, it was a mix between survival tension and romance, you know, like it started like super dark, but after all of that, you know, it became romance and it was like, okay, you know, fast pace, as I said, criticism. Some readers might find the pace quite uneven. Like it was super fast. At the beginning, it was like really explaining the things like the kidnapping and all of that, and then suddenly it's instant bond. So if you don't like the trope of instant bonding, first sight, love at first sight and all of that, maybe you're not gonna enjoy this, because most of these are pretty much instant bond, first love at first sight, that kind of a stuff. So if you are not into that, maybe don't read this book, in my opinion. And overall, it was kind of fun. It was fun. I mean, I had an enjoyable time. My fun, how is it called? Rating is mostly like, if I had fun reading it, it doesn't need to be especially like the plot is funny, because it's not. But you know, it was enjoyable to read. It was not a chore. I was not bored. So, you know, fun, and the start was intriguing. And, you know, it made me to want to keep reading. So, you know, a 4 out of 5. It had plot. You know, this is a thing you have to know about me. As much as I joke that I like spicy books and spicy comics and spicy fanfic and all of that, if there is no plot, I do not enjoy these books, because smacks for the sex of smacks, it's not fun. It's boring. It gets repetitive, it gets old. I need more, you know? Yeah, slow burns are also nice. Some slow burns are too slow. It's like it's dragging. So if it doesn't have this like an actual plot like this one, there's like world building and circumstances and a lot of things, then it's not enjoyable, you know, because it gets boring. And that's a thing that we will see with book number 2. Because book number 2 is the one I disliked the most, because it was smanky panky all of the time, like almost non-stop, plot almost non-existent. Actually, I mean, I think we will be fast with this book, because the plot is basically angry girl with brooding guy. She made me very angry. I find her really annoying, but for some reason fans love her. I just find her insufferable for some reason. Like, girl, wake up. Hello. Be like a normal people. Talk to people, you know? But now she doesn't want to talk to anyone. Oh well. Second book, everyone. Give me a second. I need to drink water. And I'm kind of hungry. I did not have dinner yet. I was preparing this and I did not eat anything yet. Do I have anything in the kitchen? Okay, everyone, take a second to go to the bathroom. We are taking a small break. Because I need food. Okay, it's warming up, everyone. It's warming up. Okay, let's start then. This is the second book, and the main protagonist is Liz. I suppose is Elizabeth or something, but she's only called Liz in this book. And the alien dude is called Rahosh. So, actually, this book picks up as soon as the previous book ends. So, at the point when Rahosh picks up Liz and takes her away. Because if you remember just from a few minutes ago, Georgie was like, oh my god, where is Liz? And Bechtel was like, oh, one of the hunters took her because resonance, basically. So, soon after the Sakonsk hunt goes well, and the Kui is given to the woman, Liz is like super weirded out about cutting her neck and inserting a parasite inside of her. So she attempts to run away. And Rahosh basically stops her, grabs her, holds her down, cuts her neck, and puts the Kui inside of her. And it's Snow. You dirty mind missile. Dirty. And I'm gonna make potets. I don't think it is snow. Let me show you. No, up. The spoilers. Do you see this also? It's snow. It's from the cover. It's a snow and ice. You dirty mind people. I just spent 2 hours explaining. As I explained 2 hours of spicy book. Did they do the squeezy hug already? Yes, and she's pregnant. Yeah, it's obviously artistic freedom. Ad? Okay, let's wait for the ad. Meanwhile, I eat. It's a different planet as well? Yeah. Back from ad? Welcome back. Ferenai, I did not explain that on the first book, but they go quite in depth on the quantity, warmness, and viscosity of a certain thing. But I spared all of you from that. Because I like you all. I will say warm and thick. Not bad size thick, but, you know. Goopy, I guess. A lot, they said. Very thick, they said. Like goopy. So. And warm. She said that it warmed her insides. No, not leaders. Oh my god, plague. How much of a Gatorade? I don't know. They were not as specific. They just said a lot. That's all that she said. Well, she thought. She did not say in with her boys, with her outside boys. So, what I was with Liz and Rajosh is that, unbeknownst to her, Rajosh resonated with her. So when they first got into the cargo shuttle where Liz was about to die because of the Nalum sickness, his chest was purring like a lot. He was like, oh my god, this is my mate, this is my wife, I need to save her. But he also saw that Liz was very guarded, was very scared, very sick. She did not trust him, and because he looks very scary, as they say in the book. He has a whole side of his face scarred, like claw marks and scarred, and he's missing like half or most of one of his horns. So, and he's like a very big bulky man. So she finds him scary and very brooding. So to not scare her and to follow the tribe leader, that the tribe leader is actually Bechtel. We will get to know that on this book, that Bechtel is the leader of the tribe, that he suppressed the purring of his kui. He was like trying really hard so she doesn't know that they are mated. But what happens? She was saying, I don't want the kui, I don't want the kui, let me go. And he was like, not my wife. And what he did was like just force her to get the symbiotic parasite thing and, you know, save her. She passes out from taking the kui, and she awakens discovering herself in a cave with Rajosh. You know? And then he knows that, I mean, he's aware that forcing her to get a kui will get him in trouble, but more into trouble that he knows is that for stealing a woman, that's worse. He can get really big problems with the tribe for having kidnapped his mate. That's something that the tribe doesn't like. And obviously Liz is obviously pissed with him for forcing that. This is Rajosh, as Isa sketches draw him. This is more or less what I imagine him. I imagine him bigger. But yeah, pretty much like a broody, so edgy, very edgy. So yeah, since he knows that he has done something wrong by kidnapping his mate, he knows that he cannot go back to the tribe until he's sure they cannot be separated, because they cannot separate mates. Because it's like these birds that if they separate it from their partner, the bird becomes like very sad and dies. That's pretty much similar, something like that. So that means that for that to happen, they need to resonate. And by resonate, you know what that means. That means hanky-panky. One of the things that Liz hates the most in this situation is that she lacks agency. So they are forcing all of this onto her, and she fights very strongly against Rahosh control, which I understand. You know, you have been kidnapped by evil aliens, thrown from the sky on a space cargo thing, almost died, forced to have a parasite inside of you, and now this guy has kidnapped you and is like, you are my wife. Let's do the hanky panky. It's like, okay, calm the fuck down. What's going on? So I understand that she's angry and she doesn't want to accept it. She wants to have like a say and a choice and be able to say no, have the option to be like, no, I don't want to. So she dislikes his attention so much and she doesn't want to be mated to him. But, you know, he's scared, brooding warrior, and she just refuses to accept it. And the thing is that Liz doesn't know that Rahosh is one of the guys that got the English DLC into his brain. So she just starts talking and talking and talking and talking. Like, she thinks he's stupid also, because, you know, he's just like a barbarian and he's an alien and he doesn't understand me, I can do whatever, kind of a thing. That made me a bit angry. Like, why are you like that, girl? You say that you hate being looked down upon, to don't have an agency, and you're doing the same to him. That I know he kidnapped you, but I don't know, girl, calm down. And she sounds like an ass. I thought she was an ass. In the first book, I liked her. In the first book, she's like very sweet and very nice. And then this 180 in the second book, I was like, what the hell? So at one point, she gets angry at him, screaming to him in English. And when she doesn't get what she wants, she tries to use the resonance, tries to use their mating bond to make him do whatever she wants. Not in the same way that Georgie did. Georgie was like, okay, I understand that you like me, all of that. We had some fun times. I will let you smash if you help me. But in this case, it's like, you are not doing what I want. If you do what I want, and what she wants is leave. Like, be left alone. And the thing is, like, if she's left alone, she's gonna die. Because they are in the middle of the mountain in the snow and she doesn't know how to go back. So basically, he's keeping her safe and alive. And I understand that you may not like that. Probably I wouldn't either, but haven't you heard the saying that it's like you catch more flies with honey than with shit? Be nice to him, I guess. He's the only thing keeping you alive in this planet. So anyways, she's kind of a bitch. She's kind of an ass. Hi, Reverie. So the thing is that Rahosh has the English DLC. He understands her. The thing is that he doesn't want to reply to her. He's like, haha, she talks so much and I don't understand half of the words, what they mean. He's just not a talkative person, and we will know more about that in the following books. Thank you for the head pats. It gets talked about in this book, but we get into more detail on the fourth book. So the next day, Liz, who often went to hunt with her father, and her father, I believe she said, died from cancer a few years back, and she's also a champion archer. So she heads out on the wild by herself, because the thing is, like, they at night it gets cold. And at this point, they are hiking on the cape. That's a wild photo for this slide, but it's what happens in this part of the book. So the thing is, wait, let me finish speaking. Let me finish speaking, everybody. So the night before this happens, they are trying to sleep. But what happens? Resonance. Their chests like purr a lot. And one thing that she says is that the titties, the titties, well, were jiggling with the purring, okay, basically. So they get a bit frisky, you know. They get a bit frisky that night. And the thing is that so by the morning, she's like, she thinks she wakes up the first. They are playing with Unity, yes. So she believes what I have stumbled upon. Check, you have read the title. You have chose to be here. Welcome in. I'm talking about a book talk book that I have read. If you are interested in alien romance spicy novels, welcome in. So, she believes she's the first one to wake up. But you know, Drahos is like a hunter, a warrior. He wakes up when the sun is rising, girl. Don't flatten yourself. Flatter yourself. So anyways, she wakes up like, oh, he has his arm over me. I'm taking it out and I'm putting my boots and I'm leaving. And Rahosh is like, I'm gonna follow her. Because I cannot let her be alone in the wilderness in a planet that she doesn't know. Plus, it's my mate. It's my wife to be once we resonate. So he follows her from like a few steps back and all of that, keeps an eye on her. And I saw the handsome animal. Stop it, Jake. Stop it. Before I knew I was here. Yeah. See, everyone, be nice like Jack. Don't bully me. You bully me all of the time. We need more nice people like Jack. No, Plague, don't tomato me. Don't tomato me. So anyways, Liz finds the river, the onsen, like onsen. What's onsen in English? Like the warm water. We are nice, right? You are nice, Plague. Onsen te digo, nante. Like the hot water that comes from the earth. What's that? Onsen. Hot springs. Hot spring. Thank you, Miso. Thank you. So it's a hot spring river. And if you guys remember the first book, when Georgie found this fish with a bamboo thing that she thought it would make wood. So Liz found the same. Thank you, Miss Isa. She finds the same fish and she's like, oh my god, with this bamboo look-alike thing, I can make a bow. Because these people don't have bows. They have knives, bow knives, and they have spears. So they don't have bows. And she's like, oh, I can make a bow. And go also hunting. But she doesn't know that it's a fangfish, and at the last minute Rahosh saves her. And also at that point, it becomes clear to Liz that Rahosh can't understand and can't speak English because he got the DLC. And she gets very angry. You know, they argue and all of that. And on the next day, he agrees to take Liz to go hunting, to use the bow that she made. And at the beginning it goes well. It's like, oh my god, my wife, my mate. They don't call them wife, they call them mate. But it's kind of weird to be calling people mate, you know? Unless you are British. And they are like, I cannot let my mate hunt alone, so I'm gonna go with her. And my mate is so strong. She looks so weak without plates and with that tiny body and those weird 5-finger hands. But she's so smart. She made a bow and arrows, and she's hunting alongside with me. We can go hunting together in the future when we have babies. My mate is the best. You know, he's like over the moon with her. But they get cornered by the medlaks, those yeti-like things, because they go in packs of a lot of them. So at that point, Liz doesn't have that many arrows because she didn't have that much material to make them. So it's mostly Rahosh trying to fight them with a knife. And he's like, I prefer that she escapes and leaves than seeing her die and I am alive, you know? And he fights them, fights, and they are at the verge of a cliff. And he's like, Liz, leave. Go look for help or go back to the cave. Don't stay here. You're gonna die, blah, blah, blah. And she tries to save him, but he gets pushed from the cliff. So he falls down the cliff and he breaks. I believe they say he gets really badly injured against a rock. So some of the medlaks cushion the fall, but he's still like super injured. And Liz returns to the cave like super fast. His D broke. No, I believe a leg broke, and maybe some of his fingers also broke. Some of his toes, sorry. So Liz returns to the cave, makes a travois, you know, like a slide thing to take him back, and slowly drags him out from the cliff, up the mountain, back to the cave that they were at. And she's like, don't die, please don't die. If you promise me that you will not die, I will become your mate. Please don't die. We will resonate, please don't die. But thankfully, he lives. Because as I said before, the Kui gives them powers to self-heal. So the Kui heals him from inside, and the only thing that Liz really does is, you know, stop the blood and put the bones on his feet back to place, basically. Bro locked in for the mating potential, yeah. So they spend like 9 days in the cave, and she's like taking care of him because he's unconscious. Because his Kui is trying to heal him after such a big fall. And, you know, though he's seriously injured, you know, he survives and he recovers. Ping J, welcome in. Thank you, yes, thank you, Kim, for the beautiful art. So, well, they stay together, they do the hanky-panky, they resonate and all of that. And she slowly notices his vulnerability. He learns about his family that we are gonna go over on book 4. So, beneath the groove exterior, he's like a very lonely person, and he has a lot of scars, like emotional and physically scars, like, the typical dark male protagonist that has like a dark past, kind of a thing. So, Liz sees his devotion, even though sometimes it's misguided, like, for example, kidnapping her. But it stems from a deep love and fear of rejection. So, at the end, she accepts to be his maid, not because the resonance demands it, but because she wants to do it. She likes him, she loves him, and she wants to resonate with him. So, they do the hanky-panky, all the fun times. I think they spend like some days hanky-panking nonstop, because it's a thing that they say in the books, is that when you resonate for the first time, it's very, very strong. So it's like 4 days nonstop. And, a few days later, they are discovered by 2 other hunters that went out looking for them because they were not returning for weeks. So Aihako and Haeden are the ones that find them, and finally they return to the cave, to the tribe cave. What happens then? This is closer to what I imagine him to be. The cave must stink. How did that stop? That's disgusting. Let me go make my potato. You sit here and reflect. I dropped too many potatoes in the air fryer and I had to pick them out. So, yeah, they return to the tribal cave, and Rahosh needs to face the tribe's justice, because he broke the law of stealing his mate, and we will know more about that, as I said, in the book number 4, and especially because we did so without her consent. As that happens, Liz realizes that she's pregnant. Everyone is pregnant in every book at this point. So yeah, she realizes that she's pregnant, and she's allowed one night with Rahosh before he's exiled. He's being basically thrown away from the tribe. He cannot come back. So Liz is like, oh no, you're not separating me from my husband. Like, she's pissed. She's so angry, like to a point that you cannot believe. She's like, finally, after I have rejected this part of me for so long, now that I'm pregnant, you're gonna kick my husband out? She's pissed. So she's like demanding for him to return because they just kick him out. And she starts making a fuss around the caves and upsetting the other humans, like, oh, this girl is going out with that guy, but they are just doing the hanky-panky. They did not resonate. And, girls, they think that we are a nuisance because, you didn't resonate with anyone. Like, that kind of making people angry. So there is discord in between people. And then, talking with people, I think she's talking with Georgie from the first book because she's the wife of the mate of the tribe leader. I think Georgie goes like, but he kidnapped you. You cannot do that. That warrants exile. And Liz is like, oh, so what if I get exiled too? So I can be with my mate. I can hunt. My mate can hunt. We can survive by ourselves. So what she does is she takes Aehako, one of the tribe guys, one of the hunters that found them. He takes him captive. She picks a knife, takes him, and takes him to a cave. It's like, to the point, like, trying to... Haku's like a super chill guy, and he's like, oh, you are doing this because you want to be with Rahosh, right? And she's like, yeah. And Haku's like, okay, I will go with your plan. I will help you out. And you're like, oh, what a good guy. Haku is actually a good guy. He's here for love. He stands up for love and for mates to be together. Would do the same. Exactly. He's just chill like that. He's a good guy. Giga Double, yeah. He's a really good guy. You will see because he's the main guy on the third book. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So we will see more of Ayahako in the next book. So yeah, he plays along with the idea, and at the end, Bechtel and the elders decide to make Raho's exile temporary, until Liz gives birth. And, she's allowed to stay with him until they have to return, obviously for the baby to be born, but every 8 days, they have to come to the tribe caves and give food to the tribe. So during those 8 days, they can be by themselves exiled, but every 8 days they need to bring a repayment in basically any game that they capture. Taxes, basically, yeah. So every 8 days they can come back. And the things like, Liz doesn't give a fuck. Hi, Robert, welcome in. Liz doesn't give a fuck. She's happy to be with her mate. Celery, hi, welcome in. So Liz is happy because she's with her mate, and Rahosh is happy because they are together and they can hunt and they like hunting, and Rahosh is a pretty gruff, don't talk, I want to be alone guy, so it works for them. And that is the ending of the book. Also, I think we learned this in the first or the second book, I don't quite remember, but the pregnancies in this planet, at least for the alien woman, is 3 years. So the alien women are pregnant for 3 years before they have the baby. And let's also remember that the years in this planet are longer than on Earth. So probably it's close to 4 years in human time. That's a really long gestation period. Yeah, it's insane. So personally, this book from the 4th that I have read is the lowest ranking one, sadly. I did, the story was okay, But it's the same as I said before. Too much hanky-panky, no plot, and least personality rub me the wrong way. I don't like her. So Strengths explores themes of choice and consent with, you know, a passionate and fiery romance. I mean, quote unquote, because this to me is pretty vanilla, pretty basic. But, I mean, this is the first time this girl is like, you eat the puchaina, so I'm gonna eat the shalonkalong too, you know? Then is when we learn that the underside of the spur is very sensitive. That's when we learn it, because she's like, she's from Oklahoma, so she speaks with the twang of Oklahoma, and she's like, I'm a woman and I can do whatever I want, and if I want to do it, I will do it. So basically, yeah. The spur is kind of tiny, and for most of the banana, most of the girls cannot get in the mouth. Basically, remember, the spur is the tiny horn at the top. But oh, thank you, Haruna. You made me remember a thing. But at the end of the first book, so she was just yeah. So at the end of the first book, you're welcome. Yeah. Wait, this is important, everyone. This is context. So, you know, the barbarians have tails. What can you not do when you have a tail? No, but close. Not play with the fire. Oh, no, very nice. Basically, they cannot do it backwards. What it's called, like you and me, baby, doing like animals, kinda, you know, like the dogs do it, you know. So at the end of the first book, Georgie is like, they are outside, because who frigging cares in this book anymore? You can do the double pen with the tail. Exactly, Haruna. So they are outside and they are making out, and Georgie turns around to, you know, face towards like a huge rock, and Bechtel is like, oh my god, no, because you have a tail. I cannot, you know, do it like the dogs do. And she's like, but my love, I don't have a tail like the Saku woman. And he's like, oh my god, you are right. So they do it like dogs. And Georgie is like, oh my god, the spur goes exactly to that place that normally, if you are not a person that enjoys a man that enjoys other men, you will not go there. So the thing is that Bechtel's spur is kind of tiny, so just pokes at it. Basically, hi, Nin. So Bechtel's thing just pokes at it a tiny bit. I told you that the spur is like a horn. It's like a horn in a hardness, but it's like rounded. I don't know what's a aberrant. Sorry. So, like, you know, kind of touch her there, and she's like, oh my god, this is so nice. So at the end of the second book, Liz goes to, no, Georgie goes to Liz when they are about to leave for their exile, and she's like, girl, you need to try this out with your men. And they do. And they try it out too, and Rahosh is like, oh my god, I'm missing out all of my life. This is the greatest thing. And yeah, basically, alien men don't know how to kiss. The human, at every single book, all of the human women need to teach the men how to kiss. And the human women are like, oh my god, they had rich tongues. What the fuck? This is so insane. And the alien guys are like, oh my god, their tongues are smooth. This is insane. Maybe I'm alien. Wait, maybe in the next book you feel yourself represented, Ferdinand. I'm sure you'll be represented in the next book. I think you will. So yeah, this is a 2.5 out of 5 for me because I don't like Liz's personality. More than once she made me really angry, and I find her quite annoying. Also, she got kidnapped again. So it's like, okay. But overall, you know, overall, what I can say, what is my audio? Yeah, overall, I mean, it's alright. And yeah, it has a lot less plot than the previous book, because this plot is mostly between the relationship between Rahosh and Liz. There is no world building. It's only hanky panky and touching each other most of the time. So it's not that fun. I need more story. So yeah, this is from the 4. This is the last one that I liked. If the next book Alien has a tiny D, I will die laughing. You will see. Now, next one. Book number 3, Barbarian Lover, Ayahako and Kira. Wait, be right back. Okay. Okay, I'm back with potets, so we can continue. So, Ayahako and Kira. As you remember, Ayahako was the guy that was going along with the plan that Liz made. He was the guy that got kidnapped, quote unquote. He let himself be kidnapped so Rahosh and Liz would be together. So he's like a super chill, nice guy. He's one of my favorites, if I have to be honest. He's very sweet. He's one of the sweetest guys in this book of series so far. So same as before, this book starts where the previous one left off. And for a bit of context, Kira was the one that was first abducted by the aliens back when this book is set, that is set in 2015. Since she was unable to understand the chirping of the green aliens. Why is she like that? What do you mean, why is she like that? So since she was unable to understand the green aliens because their language is like a bird chirping, she got the transmitter, like the translator device, chirurgically installed in her ear, so she cannot rip it off. It's always and forever stuck on her head. And I think part of it is attached to her brain, so she cannot remove it. And the thing is, it's very annoying for her, because not only she can understand all the languages, what everyone says, but this translator device amplifies the sounds, so she hears everything. So imagine that you are in a cave. I mean, in the Thrive cave, that it's a lot of small caves inside a big one, and you have like at least 6 or 7 people going at it at night, and you can hear it because you have this device that gives you super hearing. So she's like, she cannot sleep, she cannot turn her brain off, because it's all of the time she's getting conversation after conversation and sounds, and she's like depressed and stressed, and she's like very sad. And I'm like, girl, I get it, I understand you. So one of the things that worries her the most is that this device can be tracked. So she's scared that the aliens that kidnapped her will be able to find her, find the other woman, find the aliens, and take them back. So she's very worried about that. And the thing is that, unlike Georgie or Liz, Kira really struggles with trauma from the alien abduction. As I said, she was the first one to be captured. She had been there for probably a month or 2. And she really resists the resonance. She really resists forming a romantic relationship with anyone as a form of control. And she often describes herself as a very, how to say it, Hako always calls her sad eyes, because she has these sad eyes to her. She's serious by nature, she rarely smiles, she's really prone to melancholy, and she finds herself unexciting. Because she's like, I have, plain brown hair, I have a small mouth, I have a normal eye color. I'm the plain Jane, I'm the most normal girl, And some of the people in the book, especially Liz, because Liz is annoying, really say that she's a pessimist. But I think that she's more of a kind of a realist, even though she sees herself as someone who's very shy and very boring. She's also, we will see by the end of the book that she's very brave and self-sacrificing, but I think she's a really nice protagonist. I really liked her. And this is Aihako. Aihako is like really playful, very charming. He's known to be like the super sweet guy from the tribe, and he's determined to win Kira over despite not being able to resonate with her. He doesn't know why. He likes her. She finds her like very sad eyes, very cute, very nice, and he just like her. He's very sweet. And unlike Rahosh, Aihako doesn't push Kira. Instead, he pursues her with warmth and humor. He tries to be like really kind to her, which obviously Kira likes that he's so kind to her, he's so sweet, but at the same time, she thinks she doesn't deserve that. And the reason is why one of her fears is that when she was young, she had an infected appendix which burst, and the infection spread to the other organs. Hi Scarlett, thank you so much for the follow. Hope you enjoyed the emotes. I made them myself. So yeah, that infection spread to other organs, and one of them was her ovaries. Thank you for lurking. So the infection spread to her ovaries, and the doctors told her that she would be sterile all of her life. So she was not able to have children. And Kira thought that even though she had the kui inside of her, she will not be able to have babies. Ergo, she will not be able to resonate with anyone. And her thinking was like, if I cannot resonate with anyone, ergo, we cannot have babies, then the tribe will kick me out. So she's holding this secret with her, getting even more stressed. It's her situation plus this. Like, I cannot even be a baby machine for these people. So I'm just taking resources. They are gonna get rid of me. So she's scared for the aliens, scared for the situation, and also scared because she cannot do, quote unquote, what she's supposed to do. Yeah. Because she sees the resonance as the only way that they can have babies. So she's like, if I cannot even have a baby, I'm not of use of these people, you know? So she's very self-deprecating in that way, like very negative. And also, the thing is that she had experience on Earth going into dates with obviously human men, and the date's going well. They go on a couple of dates, and she's like, well, I have to be honest with this person. I cannot let be in the dark that I'm sterile. I cannot have babies. So when she tells this human guy's dad, none of them want her. So this culminates on her being 22 and never had a boyfriend before, never kissed, never had a boyfriend, nothing like that. So some of the girls say that she's very stuck up, like that she thinks she's holier than thou, like that she's like a mother, like she's very overbearing. Some of the girls scream at her for that. Because all of them are going through a very hard time. But, you know, she's pretty sure that similar to the men on Earth, Aihaku won't want her when he learns that she said it herself, barren, and she's sure she won't be able to resonate with him. And it's one of the things that scare her the most after the aliens coming back. So Aihaku doesn't know. So he pursues her, and he even offers her a quote-unquote courting gift, as suggested by Liz in the previous book. Much to Kira's embarrassment, and despite Aihaku's previous quote-unquote fun-time partner approaching him again. And the Aihaku, this tribe doesn't, it's like here on Earth that it's not uncommon for people to have other partners before they get married. Like maybe you have boyfriends, maybe you have friends with whom you have fun times, you know? So in this planet it's pretty much the same. So Aihaku, since he's so nice and he's so loving and so sweet, he had one of the alien woman be his fun time partner before she resonated with another man. And what happened? That girl, that alien woman, resonated with a guy who dyes the leather that they use for clothing, and she doesn't like him. She thinks he's below her, and that she deserves a better mate. And she was in love with Aihaku, but they did not resonate. And Aihaku is the kind that is like, no, I only want my partner. If you resonated with another guy, I'm not gonna be taking the mate of another guy. I'm not that type of person. I'm not that type of alien. I will not do that. So when she when this alien woman sees that 12 human women are coming and they are resonated with alien men, she suddenly feels that she doesn't have the leverage against the males on her tribe. So she feels like she starts to feel insecure, like I need to reel back the dudes back to me, kind of a thing. But you know, the she calls the humans ugly, like the faces are flat, they don't have protective ridges, they cannot hunt, you know, they are weak. She tries to make Ayahako go back to her and stop pursuing Kira. And even Kira hears it. There is a point in the book that this alien woman goes after Ayahako and is like, but she's ugly, she's a human, like she's not like us. And Ayahako is like, I don't care that you think that she's ugly, I like her. I mean, I don't care about your opinion. And Kira hears them, and she's like, oh, he maybe also thinks that I'm ugly. So she just leaves. And I have it here that we are gonna read it. So at this point, after this other alien woman goes to him like, hey, let's go some fun times together, and he rejects her, Kira leaves to the outside of the cave where the medicinal herbs are. And there they start talking, and Ayahako gives her a present that we will see here. Let's go read it, everyone. I've censored the parts that cannot be said. Okay. This starts at the end of the book number 2. So when he is captured by Liz, well, he lets himself be captured. What if a man wishes to court a human woman? Ayahako asked, tracing obscene shapes in the snow with his tail. He's lying on the side, bored. Kiss her, silly. This is Liz. I'm sitting cross-legged next to him, and we are both scanning the horizon. After Kira left, Ayahako took his knife back, but agreed to stay quote-unquote captive for my sake. So we had sat and started talking. Like any guy, Ayahako wanted to know about humans, which was how we got into the topic of courting and the 3-letter word. She doesn't want kisses. No? Crazy, Kira. Then you give her gifts. He considers this. What kind of gifts? Something I made with my hands? Since I'm still in shit-steering mode, because let's remember that she's kidnapping, quote-unquote, kidnapping Ayahako so she can go back to her maid, I think of the thing that might embarrass Kira the most. Human men give women they want to mate a very special gift. Oh, he sits up taller. I nod authoritatively. A replica of his pee-pee, made out of leather or wood or bone, so she can try him out and see if she likes what he brings to the table. You are welcome, Kira. Instead of looking shocked, Ayahako ponders this. I do have a nice rooster. I'm pretty sure I don't want to see either. And a large purr. Very large. I do include that as well? He looks over at me. In my replica? That's a good question. Humans don't have spurs. This shocks him. No spur? Why not? Dude, like I know. I didn't take comparative anatomy in college. I'm pretty sure we can't compare the spur to anything else. What purpose does it serve? So this is basically what Liz tells Ayahako almost at the end of the second book. So now we are back at the scene in the third book where Ayako followed after Kira when the other alien woman came to propose fun times with Ayako. I'm giving you a courting gift. He pulls something long and thick and wrapped in a leather out of his stomach and holds it out to me. A gift? I take it from him, touched. We humans have so little, and I already feel like a big mooch with all the things that the kind Sakui people have given us. Now he's giving me a gift? A courting gift, he empathized. I work very hard on it. A courting gift? Is this a Sakui thing? I see. I shouldn't take it, but I have to admit that I'm curious as to what it is. It fills my hands, and it's about a foot long and thick like a baseball bat. I unwrap it slowly, and then stare. Surely that's not... Is this... your, dingaling? He nods proudly. It's a very good likeness. I work hard to get it just right. Of course, the others think I'm mad for staring at my own dingaling for hours while I whistle. He shrugs. Do you like it? It's a toy. I stare at it with a mixture of horror and disbelief. It's made of bone, and I'm a little terrified of what sort of creature comes with bones this thick. Oh god, I'm blushing. It's very... It's really thick though, and long. I'm sure those cannot be the actual dimensions of his singling, but there is no mistaking the something on the end and the something else. so says of his equipment. It's definitely a dingaling. There are even ridges along the side. So basically that's what happens at this point. He gives her a courting gift. You know? So he can try him out. I was laughing so much at this part. So after that, obviously Kira is super embarrassed. She hides the thing on her back so no one sees it. They return inside the cave and Ayako is like, haha, she took it. Maybe she likes it, you know, kind of thing. And they go back inside, and then suddenly Kira hears the alien kidnappers returning. She hears their communications. So she becomes really determined to get away and trying to remove the implant from her ear, like the translation device. Ayako decides to go with her, and two other people join. That's Hayden, that's another hunter, and then Harlow, that's a human. They made their way back up the mountain, and when they arrive to the Elder's Cave, they start talking to the computer, and they found that there is like a medical bay. So Kira rushes to the medical bay, and the computer is able to remove the chirurgically attached translation device from her ear. So when she wakes up from the surgery, she confesses to Ayako that she's unable to have children, and that is the reason why she's not resonating with anyone. And the thing is that Ayako is more like easygoing type of guy, and he just accepts it, and he's like just at one point he's like, yeah, let's just have time, but in the sense of let's bone. But now he's like, let's just have fun like until the moment that we have to separate, you know, because maybe I will resonate, maybe I will not. We will never know that. So for the time that we have together, let's just be happy together. Let's just have fun together. Let's not think about the future, because you don't know what the future holds. And she agrees. So she agrees to that. They bone. They shower together in the bedroom from the spaceship cave thing. And she returns to the main part of the computer and asks to please download 3 languages into her brain. So that's the SAC language, the language from the baseball-headed aliens, and the language from the chirping species, like the chirping green aliens. Then the 4 of them prepare to... Hi, Norberto, welcome in! Prepare for the coming of the kidnapping aliens. They have guns, and Kira made like a backup plan in case she's captured. So they open the doors of the spaceship, like the Elder's Cave, and the kidnapper aliens are like, we don't believe you, come with us. And they shoot Ayahako and they shoot Hayden. Both pass out, and Hayden is very injured. I think they shoot him in the stomach, so he's actually dying. And they kidnap Kira, so she's the only one that they kidnap. And Ayahako wakes up, and he sends Harlow, the other human, to get bolts to make a travois so they can take Hayden back to the tribe to get him healed. But as Harlow runs to find any pieces to make this travois and take Hayden back to the tribe, she gets knocked out. Someone just smacks her in the head and she just passed out, and she never returns. So we don't know what happens to her. She gets just bonked over the head and she disappears. So inside of the ship, Kaden gets kidnapped once again, but this time she can't speak with the aliens and she's trying to negotiate, but they don't see to reason. So what she does is that when she was at the Elder's Cave, she take a really concentrated piece of a filter with Nalium. As we know, Nalium is the toxin in that planet. So if you inhale that toxin for a long time, you die. And by a long time, it's like a week. You slowly die. So what she does is that she realizes that the air vents in the whole plane are connected. So she puts that filter on the R vent, and an hour later, everyone in the ship is either passed out or dead. So what she does is she runs to the control center and makes the spaceship side towards the mountain so it crashes down. She does that and she rushes to get into escape pod and she gets away. So she's safe. But still, by the Elder's Cave, Ayahako, he's already making his way back to the tribe because he has this doubt inside of him, like, do I go save Kira or do I save my lifelong friend that is dying? Either way, one or the other will die. So what do I do? And the thing is, he decides to save Hayden, his lifelong friend, because like I cannot go back. I cannot fly to the spaceship that they are taking Kira. I cannot do that. She's not my maid, but he starts doing the rituals when the spaceship crashes against the mountain and it starts like explodes and all of that. He really believes that Kira died and he starts mourning her. And one of the ways that they mourn the dead in his tribe is that they put ashes on his forehead and horns. And they sing, obviously, mourning songs. But he doesn't have any of that, so he does it with snow. And he starts singing, like, the mourning songs, crying, pulling Hayden's Trabois back down the mountain. But suddenly he sees a pot, like Kira's pot, the escape pod, fall down, and Kira comes out of there, and they like reunite and they hug and they kiss and all of that. And this is the meme, like we spent like 4 or 5 pages of them reuniting, and I'm like, what about Hayden? Hayden is dying, bitch. Someone, I understand that you're happy to see each other, but the dude is dying. The dude is dying, please save him. Oh, my potatoes are cold. So they finally return to the tribal caves, and they quickly take Hayden to the healer, who luckily can save him. It takes a lot of energy for the healer to do that, but they are able to save him. And the thing is that they find Liz and Rahaj on their way back, so that also helps him get in time. So before they left the Elder's Cave, not the Elder's Cave, the Tribal's Cave, Bechtel was thinking, well, we are growing. I mean, we were this many people in our tribe, and now we have 12 more people, and now we are expecting at least 2 babies more. So we are running out of space in this tribal cave. There is another one that we call the South Caves that takes half a day to reach. And, you know, they don't have a space. So he's thinking about opening that cave so the tribe can split in 2 so everyone has more space. And as they return, Bechtel decides to finally open the South Caves, and he chooses Ayahako to be the acting chief there. Yeah, basically. Oh, Shadow Milk Cookie, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Enjoy the emotes, I made them myself. So yeah, they decide to separate the 2 tribes. So the tribe into 2 caves. So the first, no, Shadow Milk, call me Millie. Oh, okay, Millie. Oh, that's cute. Promotion for the boy. So in the main cave, only the families stay. What's the heck's happening here? I'm explaining, Chad, about a book series called Ice Planet Barbarians, which is a spicy alien romance book. These emotes are so cute. I'm glad you like them. You are a teacher now? Of course. And a lawyer. You are? I am. So, in the in the main cave, only the families stay. So people who have made it and people who are expecting babies. And on the second cave, they are sending the old people and the people who have not resonated yet. So if you are single or if you are old, you go to the second cave. So at that point, Aihako and Kira decide to be heartmates, even though they do not resonate. They decide to be together, so basically be boyfriend and girlfriend, because they love each other and they do not care that they did not resonate. So Aihako takes her to his family and she meets them and they are like super happy. Like, yeah, of course, if you like her, why not be happy with her? And when you find a mate, whatever happens, you know? You are my mother now? Of course, baby girl, anytime. Plus, he licks the puchina. Not yet. I don't think he did much with her. I think they kissed. So I don't think they did that much, actually. My name is Ione. Hello, my name is Ione. I'm a streamer from Japan, but I'm not Japanese. I'm an Eldritch monster and a Nereid, and I work as an art director at a game company. So when I play games, I give unsolicited game dev advice. Nice to meet you. And sometimes I talk about spicy books. I'm also very old. Okay. So they decide to become herdmates without the resonance. They just decide to be together despite nature and whatever. So his parents agree, so they go together to the South Cape, and that girl, one of one of his ex-girlfriend that has a mate, goes toward Aihako and is like, "Oh my God, why don't we resonate? Why don't we have some hanky panky and have some fun time together?" And all of that. And Kira starts feeling this like vibration and starts getting very angry. And this other alien woman starts touching like Aihako, like his arm, starts to get close to him. And Kira suddenly like explodes and goes, "Don't touch him!" Like screaming, like angry. And then she's like, starts hearing like a strong purr, like very, very strong purr. And then she realizes that she is not, that it's not the earth that is shaking, it's her, that her kuhi is resonating. And it's, and because before that, Aihako starts to resonate. And Kira becomes like super sad that she thinks Aihako's resonating with the alien woman. But after she screams, "Don't touch him!" she finds that she's the one resonated with him, and they are together. They are fated mates. So they resonate together. And they become like an actual mates. Yeah, so they love each other, and their kuhis were like, "Yes, you can, you are the best." Because actually Kira's kuhi was actually healing her from the inside. As we said before, the kuhi healed them, so the kuhi was healing her. And when she got healed, she resonated with her boyfriend. Woo! So they grew to love each other, and then we got the good ending. And then obviously they go back to their no, this is the second time that they do the hanky panky. So they go to their cave where their family is gonna be, and they resonate like they do the hanky panky as actually true destined mates, and everything is happy. Woo! Is the true ending. Yeah. So what about this book? 4.5 out of 5. This was my favorite one so far. Close to the first one. I don't know. I cannot decide which one is better, but I really like this one. Made me cry. This one made me cry, and I'm not embarrassed to say that I cried. The plot was good. I really like the plot here because you can feel that that she was like very sad all of the time, that she was struggling, and you know, Ayahako was really sweet and took care of her, and it was very cute. So yeah, the strength, I think it's a story of healing and personal choice. And Ayahako was really charming and really funny, and Kira does her best to overcome her trauma and the things that she dislikes. You know, Ayahako is really patient and very humorous, and you know, it's one of the sweetest ones so far, I believe, in the series. I've seen some people that really dislike Kira because she's very slow to warm up. She's very she doesn't let herself fall in love with Ayahako. She has her guard up, so a lot of people don't like that. I think a lot of people got used to the what's the thing, immediate, like the immediate bond for love at first sight. So this is not the case for this one. This is a tiny bit more of a slow burn. Yeah, I can relate to her, to be honest, because she had genuine concerns. Exactly. And you know, she's not as fast as to get used to this new planet and all of that. So I find it more realistic that all of her inner conflict with being kidnapped for so long and now be in this situation in another world and all of her circumstances and all of that. So actually with emotional weight, yeah, that's what I thought. And it, well, you know, a nice balance between humor, romance, emotional recovery, and finally we have plot. Finally we have plot back. So this one was good. I really enjoyed this one. I laughed and I cried. And the last one we will be talking about today is Rook and Harlow. Oh dang, that cover art. Yeah, this is the special edition cover art apparently. So this book is the fourth. So this is set exactly at the point where where Ayahako asks Harlow to please bring the Travois so they can take Hayden to the cave to get the healer. But she gets knocked by Rook, the male lead of this book. No barbarians wearing billowy, open, flowing white shirts. How are girls supposed to know this is spicy? Ooh. Yeah, all of this is overlapping or one after the other in terms of timeline. So Rook hits her on the head, she passes out, and he just kidnaps her. I don't know what's wrong with the men in this book, but the woman gets kidnapped all the time. So Harlow wakes up in an unknown cave, and she starts to resonate with Rook. And the thing is, Rook, quote-unquote, kidnapped her because he was resonating with her. And she was with the quote-unquote bad ones. She attempts to run away, but she fails. And a few moments later, she sees the kidnapper's spaceship crash against the mountain. And at that moment, she assumes that Kira, Aihako, and Hayden all died. So she feels like she's alone now. Alone with this feral alien guy that captured her. And she's even more afraid of the judgment of the tribe, that if she goes back, they are gonna obviously not judge her, but maybe also exile her because she was unable to save anyone. So she decides to stay with Rook. So Rook is basically a feral Sakui. So he's like the other blue alien guys, but he's like Tarzan. He's the Tarzan of this world. One of the things that she says is that he's completely naked. No clothes, no nothing. Completely naked. His hair is matted. So his hair is all in a mat on top of his head, and his body is full of dirt. So he's super dirty. Like, quote unquote, she said, years worth of grime. So over the next week or so, Rook and Harlow learn to communicate on a very basic level, surprisingly, because Rook cannot speak many words. It becomes clear at that point that he is actually feral. He barely can speak, he doesn't understand his own language, and there are a lot of things that he doesn't know. He doesn't know he's resonating with her, because he says, I don't know why my chest is vibrating like that. I don't know what's happening to my pee-pee. I don't understand it. So you get to know that he doesn't know anything. He hasn't taught any of that. So why pee-pee big? Because 7 feet tall alien. So he's just baby. I mean, he's probably what that alien age would be, 20 something. So it's not baby. How old is him? I would say, yeah, around 20 something, 20 plus. They don't say, okay. No, Plague! 1% stinky? Wow, Plague, you are not stinky at all. Amazing. So yeah, they get, Harlow really tries to fight against the resonance, because to them it becomes really difficult at night not to do the resonance, the hanky-panky. Because first she's like, ew, he's dirty. I'm not gonna put that anywhere. Because dirty. But you know, there is some touching, there is some petting, and it's really fun because the aliens call the fun button, they call it the third nipple. That made me crack up on all of the books, but oh well, never mind. And yeah, they touch, they pet, they have fun in other ways, but it becomes more difficult as the days go by. And one day they set out to go hunting and all of that, and Rook takes Harlow with him, and they get close to the river, the spring water that we talked about before, that kind of river. Rook doesn't let her approach the water because obviously it has those fishes that kill people. So she teaches him a way to get rid of those fishes. And in this world, there is a type of berry that you cannot eat. It's toxic, but the people living in the planet use them as soap. So she picks those berries, and Rook is like, Harlow, no, and touches his tongue, saying like, you cannot eat that, Harlow. So he understands, Harlow, no, and eat. So it's very cute. And she shows him that if she crushes those berries and mixes them with the snow and put it on the water, the fishes will go downstream, so they will leave like a patch of the river free of them so they can bath. So basically they take like a while to bath together. She cleans him, more touching, more having fun, I guess. And when they leave the hot spring river, Rook becomes suddenly very aggressive, starts growling, jumping over Harlow, trying to protect her. So yeah, he's like becoming extra like territorial and very, very scary to her. And it's because a group of the Sakui, the ones that she was living with, is approaching. And you see his inner dialogue, and he calls them the bad ones. So after that, he takes Harlow, and mind you, it's been weeks. So they have like a ton of animal hides in the cave. They have food, they have fire, they have a bunch of stuff in that cave. But Harlow doesn't want to risk the quote-unquote bad ones to find them. So he just takes her with the clothes that they have at that moment, and they start leaving that area. Because also the brutal season, that as we explained on the first book, is the harder of the seasons, that it's snowing all of the time. They can't go out for hunting, so they are stuck inside. So he decides to take her to the Great Salt Lake. That's kind of an ocean, and the brutal season is less harsh in that area. So he decides to take her there. It takes like multiple days to get there. So once they reach the Great Salt Lake, Rook shows Harlow the grave of his father, Bashan. And she understands that Rook was left alone when he was a kid. So his dad died when Rook was really, really young. And that is the reason that a lot of things he doesn't understand, or he doesn't know. So slowly, they take one of the caves, and slowly they adjust to the life in the caves. in isolation, just the two of them, and then we get a time skip. How long do you think is the time skip, everyone? Place your bets. How long is a time skip? It's like Amber League. Sex for 7. Yeah, they have been shagging a lot. And by the time they get to the Great Salt Lake, Harlow is kinda sick. Kinda. We will see why later. 2 years, close Blake. A time skip of a year later. So it's been a year. They have lived in isolation for a year. She has been thinking that Kira, Aihako, and Hayden have been dead for a year already. So the guild has been eating at her for a year. So, what happens then? Harlow and Rook are living on the coast, and Harlow is heavily pregnant and very, very ill. Her crew is trying very hard to keep her alive. And we get to know that, I mean, before this, but back on Earth, Harlow had a terminal brain tumor that was, you could not operate it. So she was about to die. So the aliens kidnapped her, and as she had months of living, so she gets these awful headaches every now and then. So the thing is that between her pregnancy to keep the baby healthy and trying to fix her terminal brain tumor, her Kui has been fighting for a year non-stop. So it's extremely tired. So around this time, the group of the tribe people, the Sakui people from the first 3 books, arrive at the Great Salt Lakes because they use salt to cure food for the winter, for the brutal season, and they are low on resources, so they came to the sea. And then is when Rook sees them, because he calls them the bad ones, and tries to take Harlow with him to run away so they would not find them. Whatever. What happens then is that Liz, who is also heavily pregnant, discovers Harlow in their cave. And contrary to what Harlow thought, no one is angry with her. Liz is super happy to see her, rushes to hug her. Oh my god, Harlow, I'm so happy you're doing okay. I'm so happy you are alive. We were all so worried about you. What happened? And she doesn't want to explain because she knows that if she tells someone that Rook kidnapped her, she's afraid that they will separate them or they will do something to Rook. So she just says that she found a mate and that's it. And Rook finds Harlow with Liz and becomes extremely agitated. But Liz finally convinces Rook to take Harlow to the healer because she's extremely ill. And when he sees Liz next to Harlow, it's when he understands that Harlow is not doing well. Because Liz is just as pregnant as Harlow is, but Liz is not she looks happy, she looks good, she looks like her skin is rosy, she can walk, she can move. But Harlow, like, her skin is almost gray, she's like about to die. So they finally bring her back to the main cave. So before they leave, it gets discovered that Rahosh is Rook's long lost brother, who he believed to be dead. Both are sons of Daya and Bashan. So what happened then? And I hinted that like a bunch on the first books. Daya, the mom, did not like Bashan at all. She had another man on her heart. She was in love with someone else. So she wished to stay with her heartmate, and Hector, that's what's the name of the fish guy? I forgot. Balak's dad. Bechtel's dad. So Hector is Bechtor's dad, who was the tribe leader at that time. He said, okay, you can be with your heartmate as long as you resonate with your destined mate. Because let's remember, you can only have babies with the person you resonate. So what happened? Bashan got pissed. He got angry. And he took Raosh and his mother away. That is the reason that they have the rule of not kidnapping your mate, because what Bashan did. So he took them away and he kept them away from the tribe. So basically he kidnapped his own family. And while they were quote unquote in captivity, Bashan and Daya resonated again. She got pregnant with Rook. And the thing that Rausch explains to Rook is that the mom used to be super sad all of the time, because obviously she was taken away from the man that she truly loved and her friends and the tribe and all of that. But as soon as she got pregnant, she got very happy, like, oh, my baby, you know, just a mom loving an innocent baby. And when Rook was born, he took himself, Raosh, Daya, and the baby to hunt the huge ass monster as before. You know, that horse-like monster that at least six or seven people were attacking? So he tried to have a child, a woman that just gave birth, and a newborn baby, and himself, to kill that monster, to give the kui to the tiny newborn baby. In the process of doing that, that's when Raosh got his face, got the scars on his face, and that is the reason why his horn is broken. Because he was trying to give his brother the kui so the brother will survive. And at the same day, the mom died. So as they tried to kill that monster, Roshan got very injured and the mom died. So what Bashan did was he dropped Rosh off to the tribe. Like, there you go, guys. He's injured. And he just took Raouk with him. He said that Raouk died and his only son was Raosh. Obviously, he was exiled. And he had like a deep resentment with the tribe. That's the reason why Rook thinks they are the bad ones, because his dad fed him lies. He said there were bad people and they would kill him when it was not true. He was lying to him. So a few years later, Bashan was injured by a snowcat like animal, he got sick and he died. And he left Rook alone. And I think he said like around 7 or something like that. And yeah, he left a 7-year-old alone in the wilderness. So Rook took the body of the dad into the cave where he's buried. And yeah, he lived alone, thinking and hiding from the bad ones. And yeah, his father taught him to hate and fear the other Sakui. So yeah, Rook takes Roche to see their father's grave. They get the whole story. And yeah, they take the whole way back to the tribe. And Rook is very unsure on if they will stay or he will leave, because he doesn't know if he has a spot in the tribe. Thanks to the healer, Harlow becomes healthy again and is the first one to have a baby of all of the human woman. As soon as Harlow gives birth, all of the people of the tribe are really happy about the new baby, about the new life on their compound and all of that. And Rook, Rausch, and a bunch of other men go to kill the monster to take the kui for his baby. And at that moment, he's like, it would have been impossible for me alone to slay this animal and keep my family alive. They don't owe me anything. They don't know me, and yet they are helping me. How can they be bad people, like my father said? So at that point, he realizes that his father was wrong, and that he was just a man too prideful to accept he was wrong, that he had been wrong. And Rook decided to stay in the tribe with Harlow. He's more welcome because actually the poor guy, they took into account his circumstances, so they allow him to stay. And a few days later, Liz gets birth. So after that, he's like, I'm gonna do the same that my brother did for me, and I'm gonna help him with his family. So he joins the hunt for the horse-like monster to get one of the kui for his brother baby. And yeah, he becomes really good friends with Bechtel and obviously his older brother. And yeah, he becomes a hunter for the tribe, and he's very happy to be able to contribute to the Sakui tribe with hunting and bringing food and all of that. So it's a happy ending. And then I give this one a 3 out of 5. So it's probably the third one that I put on my list in terms of how good it is. So I would say that it's a very unique setup with the whole survival in isolation thing, and a language barrier romance, and the redemption of an outsider. I think that was like really nice. I also really like how it was, I don't know if a slow burn is the thing. It was more a stubbornness, but you know, they took their time to know each other before they got to the hanky-panky, and there was a lot of emotional depth, and you know more about the story of the characters, especially Rahuk and Rook. I don't know. The pacing sometimes can be a bit long, especially when they are traveling the whole country. The whole continent. And sometimes Rahuk can feel a tiny bit overly possessive and too aggressive for my liking. But yeah, I would say it's a love story about trust, patience, and finding your family. But yeah, it was a really good one. So yeah, that's all, everybody. This is the four books that I've read in a week. I read one book per day, so not even a week. What did you guys think? Did you like them? I know you guys were here for the spicy parts, especially when I was explaining the anatomy. But I hope you had fun. I don't know if I will explain the other ones. Because they are like, what, 22? So I don't know if I will be able to explain all of them. But yeah, I will be reading them, that's for sure. I'm very curious for the next few books. Oh, if you guys want to hear about it, I'm gonna explain it. Why not? I like the parasites. I knew you would, Blake. I knew you would. Very smart parasites, though. But yeah, if you guys want, we can get the other ones in the future. My god, I'm so tired of speaking. Crispy, hello! I enjoyed the first two books, completely missed the third and most of the fourth. Well, it's okay. The third one was my favorite though, Lulu. You missed my favorite one. Thank you for the beats, Crispy. Thank you.
Crispy Bumhole 1 cheered X100.
Thank you for the 100 bits. Happy Friday. How are you doing? Jane, what did you think? Oh, hello. You were not here for the books? They were interesting. Thank you for the headpads. Thank you. Yeah, for next time, we're gonna get the other ones. I was lurking. I hope you enjoyed the books. I hope you enjoyed them. I will have to rewatch the bot to see what I missed. Yes. Timestamps. But yeah, that's the plot. Ooh, Say So Hunter, welcome in. We are not very say so today, but welcome. Hope you enjoyed the emotes. I made them myself. How's your Friday going? The bad dragon gift. That's a human male courting gif. It's okay, I'm on break. Nice. I hope you didn't miss the nasty books that I read explain. So yeah, I will read the next 4 because insane name, yeah. It's a nice name. And it looks pink to me. Nothing to see here, senor. Yeah. Not for a say so hunter. We are nothing but say so here. No, everything but say so. English, am I right? But yeah, I will read the next 4 a lot more calmly now. I was just going insane with these books. I think in one night I read half of one book and a whole full. So it was like a book and a half in one night. And the next day I had work. So I was very sleep deprived. Thank you for the headphone salary. Thank you. The lack of money in the Uma game is showing. No. Not with the Umas. Okay, let's see who we raid today. Who do we raid today? Let's do Lily. She's playing Silk Song, and I know that you guys like Silk Song, so let's do Lily. Oh, she's been playing for 5 hours. Is she gonna... I think she's still... Okay. Okay, everyone, have fun with Lily. I will see you tomorrow for some signalies. And thank you for hanging here with me while I explain you some smooth book, some spicy books. I hope you enjoyed, and I appreciate you letting me I appreciate you letting me just talk about my hyperfixations without getting mad at me. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. You should record yourself reading the books and post them. I think that would be copyright infringement, my good sir. I don't want to go to jail. Well, everyone, I will see you tomorrow. Have a good night or have a good day. Bye.